Ruined it! No!
Yes!
You're kind of killing my eardrums, but...
Wow.
Chat, I got... Just put in the
Maki,
chat.
you have been replayed.
Just put in the chat what you prefer, my voice or whatever the crap that was. If you prefer my
Whatever the
voice...
crap that was John Cena!
It was, but it was also a lot. So, or you can just listen to this. Like, come on, guys. Vote for me.
It could be worse, because it could be,
Vote for me
hello,
as a vote
everyone!
for- Shut up. You do a terrible impression of me.
I'm gonna need an episode where we all just do impressions of each other.
Preston had some really good ones going of Mahi and Pyth earlier.
I can do a Maki one spot on.
No.
Dude, Mahi is spot on. It's so crazy.
I kind of
Oh
need to
my
hear
God.
this.
No, you'll hear it someday. You'll hear it someday. Like some weird crossover. Freaking, I don't know.
I'll kill you.
Everyone gets their voices swapped. I don't know.
Can I hear Python bits?
Walks away in Python.
I deserve
That
that.
was Dang, that was awesome. Do it again.
Okay, we're on recording, guys.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I sense something elusive.
Okay, look, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start now.
DM, go! Actually, wait, no. Mahi, go!
I mana tap that.
Mahi goes?
Mahi.
No, he's got to do his inch.
Hello, everybody.
Okay,
we are
wow, this
so
is
happy
really
for you
late
to
for
be
a
here.
greeting at this point.
So,
Only
DM,
2 minutes.
shoot that
What a
recap.
loser.
Let's get
Boo! Get off the stage.
You know what?
Throw tomatoes.
Screw you.
Yeah, throw some tomato.
For now.
Lots
I'm
of
throwing like tomatoes. Yeah.
DM, go!
The raw power.
Stop it.
Ian, your turn.
And do the internet.
Okay. Last time on, we don't have a name yet because we haven't got to that part yet.
Technically, we're Guardians of Faerun, but
Technically, we haven't done that yet. But
technically, I've been uploading YouTube videos for like
Well,
6 months now.
technically,
They're all called Guardians of Faerun.
Well, we're gonna do it tonight.
Here's the thing. Technically, you guys are whatever Tor says because we know she's going to be the one to speak first.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a very long name.
It's gonna be like squished down into an acronym.
Someone will have to abbreviate us. We are GAF.
Anyway,
We are GAF.
let's start.
We find the party in the aftermath of the Battle of the Shrine of Sabrus, having captured one of their orcish attackers in the hopes of who's got the Moroccan? Tor.
I got dice.
We were so close for a
Wait,
recap, and you screwed it up.
Oh wow.
We just started, and then you were like,
Yeah.
I forgot you guys could
I wasn't in the groove, and
I'm sorry. That's
That
fucking
is
nice
true.
tonight. I was watching the mountains sparkle.
Anyway.
an hour to get set up. It's like a one-shot kind of thing.
All right.
Okay.
Reset.
All right. We find the party in the aftermath of the Battle of the Shrine of Sabrus, having captured one of their orcish attackers in the hopes of uncovering some information, leading to them to either the Drow or the Black Spider, or maybe even to find their former and initial employer, Gundren. With the quick intent to escape the area before reinforcements arrive, they gather their wits before departing. Pythavin does spy a hole that was broken through to the floor, where the church bell had fallen. With some unsuccessful lockpicking, but eventual ripping of a box via Tavi's brute strength, they uncover the hidden keepsake, apparently hidden by a former priestess of the shrine. In a letter, it details the outcome of the events leading up to the destruction of the town, and how the particular priestess chose to hide her valuable heirloom within the shrine floor in the hopes of potentially recovering it later on, though it's apparent that it never happened. There's also mention of the Durst family staying behind in the town with a plan to halt the barbarian hordes, which recalling their spooky and recent excursion through the Death House. Tor pocketing the new bauble and adding it to her ever-growing supplies of components. With captured orc in tow, the group sets out towards the direction of Phandalin, escaping the possible army of orcs that were about to encounter them. They left. Anyway, they stopped briefly once they are far enough away from the shrine to begin their interrogations. Through several close attempts at escape, the orc eventually embraced his inevitable fate, but stubbornly would refuse to offer any assistance toward the party's goals, and quickly executed by the paladin, no less. With no further leads,
I wouldn't call that quickly.
Yes.
Anyway.
the death part was quickly. The leading to the death part was not.
He pummeled him to death.
That's, yeah, well.
He died within 6 seconds, because that's a round. I mean,
To be fair, he had died like 3 times, I think. in that
This is
encounter.
true.
So,
he did.
yeah. To that point, the first punch killed him, and the 4 or 5 other punches, well, flavor. Flavor and roleplay with Tor. Go figure. With no further leads, the party continues their journey back to town now with a more lightened load, less work. Along the way, they discover the remains of a riderless horse with the branded initials of BAK. The horse was recently attacked and any former owner possibly dragged from its mount. Without the experience of their former tracker, the party was left with no alternative but to pay their respects and finish the trek back home. During the night, they stopped to camp. Unfortunately, by the successful perception of Mahi, they were ambushed by bandits, seeking what they believed to be an easy prey.
Not so much.
Not so much. To their unfortunate surprise, the party, though beaten and exhausted as they were, fought back and slaughtered all of them.
Sounds about right.
Ironically robbed them of what little possessions the bandits have. One such bandit actually carried a familiar red cloak, possibly a former member of a now disbanded group, still local maybe in the area. Within
Time
the
to kill
morning,
him again.
and with their bellies filled with a very successful Mahi hunt that maybe undid his lack of guardmanship earlier in the evening, the party gathered enough strength to finish the trip and made it safely back into Phandalin. Now, despite its initial backwater persona, Phandalin looked to be much better shape than when the party last saw it. Under new management, the town has regained more competent and less militant sense of law and order. People were busier, happier. But the group had no such time for pleasantries, immediately went to the town master hall in search for Sildar. With improved furnishings, Sildar was busy at work behind his desk and a mountain of paperwork. Surprisingly, but happily greeted the party, Sildar listened to their tales of recent events as he in turn expounded on Phandalin's own changes in the time they were gone. Now, the recently voted in town master Sildar, inheriting the job of running the town, and appointed Darren as the new town sheriff. With some assistance from the Lord's Alliance, guards were brought in from surrounding cities to protect the town, in light of the party's supposed disappearance in the Eastern Hills several weeks ago. Fearing reprisal from the once scattered but now assumingly united evil factions of orcs and goblins, Sildar advised the group of more work that could be done with the more pressing matters of finding the Forge's spells before the Black Spider can. Requesting food and shelter for the weary travelers, he urged them to rest for the evening, as it was late. They would discuss the plans in the following morning. Party agreed, headed to their old stopping grounds in the form of the Stonehill Inn, whereas the innkeeper, Toblin, was both excited and a little intimidated that the party had survived and returned. But with much feasting and drinking, the party engaged themselves in some well-deserved comforts that they have lacked for some time. In doing so, they witnessed a card game between a rather distinguished gentleman with an exotic accent and a group of the local dwarven miners. With a wit in hand, a man named Angelo collected his prize and narrowly avoided a potentially serious altercation with the losing party while retiring for the evening. Both Tor and Pyth also sought their typical alone times, while Mahi and Tavith continued to drink the night away. Before that night was officially over, Tavith, however, meets a new friend in the form of the dwarf Dilbert, who had previously lost to the gentleman earlier that evening. Completely drunk out of his mind and wanting to discuss the details of that suspicious loss, Pyth then receives another vision and a mysterious guest during her meditative trance. The figure showed her symbols of her past, a tome removed out of reach when attempted, in a form of her ancestral home of Myth Draenor that was consumed by the fire of the forge. Frustrated at these vague and enigmatic messages of a divine nature, she finishes her rest and joins the others on the following morning for breakfast. The group heads out first thing back to Townmaster's Hall, where Mahi briefly briefly runs into Darren and swaps pleasantries. Before Darren gets the chance to inquire to the group's adventures, however, he is called away to business. The party continues to meet with Sildar. Recapping the events and learning of the stolen map case, Sildar imparts the fears of his superiors within the Lord's Alliance. The urgency to find the forge seemingly may be within reach of his goal as far as the Black Spider is concerned. Unfortunately, their investigations have not turned up much more information than the party's already discovered. And not knowing the identity of the Black Spider or the Drow, nor fully understanding their motivations for the forge, and also the importance of this map case. But with the attentions of the neighboring cities involved in their own troubles, rumors of wars, potential attacks of this empowered army of the Black Spider, the Lord's Alliance cannot spare more resources that aren't already diverted elsewhere. The hopes are now resting on the group, now that the group is alive, that they can offer some assistance in the further investigations. In doing so, Sildar introduces a familiar face to both Tor and Pyth in the form of Pyth's older brother, and Tor's former mentor, Corlin, who has come all the way from Candlekeep. Enlisted by the Alliance as a scholar of legendary artifacts, like the Forge, Corlin believes he will be an asset to its discovery and future potential use within the Alliance. He has studied the history, knows that the Rockseeker brothers were descendants of the caretakers of the Forge during the Fandelver Pact, which was an ancient alliance of local humans and dwarves and Nomus factions of that surrounding area, a precursor to the modern-day Lord's Alliance. And unfortunately met its end during a rather large Orcus invasion, upon which the location and the forge itself were lost to time. Knowing now the party's involvement in these recent events, Corlin expects he can direct the party to uncover the mysteries surrounding its discovery by either retrieving the map case, confirming Gudrun's maybe current whereabouts, or possibly finding their own access to this forge through other leads. He offers the party a liaison to himself, and ultimately the Alliance in the form of Angelo, the rather famous detective from the south that Corlin believes will be of use in their search, and someone that the party had briefly met previously. With mission in hand, the party readies themselves for the coming dangers ahead. And there we find ourselves leaving the Townmaster Hall. And what would the group like to do?
I just have one thing I like to do. I know I was technically done talking to Pyth, but Mahi has one more thing he wants to say before the group comes and hears. Pyth, one more thing. When I was leaving, I saw your brother go through a doorway, portal, something, magic. I just thought you should know. I don't know much about wizard stuff, but that figured that you might know something about that.
Am I aware that this is something Corlin was able to do beforehand, or is this a new development?
Roll a Arcana check.
A card check.
Arcana.
Arcana.
Yeah,
Alright,
but
I'm trying to get the Fandolin accent down.
I'm an Akara.
Roll.
I'm Akara.
Can I mayhaps have advantage because he is my brother?
Sure.
In other words, she rolled like a 2.
She rolled
Well,
low and she
no,
wants
no.
to know.
I didn't roll anything before asking because I'm a good player.
Oh, I always ask for advantage after I see my first roll.
Just looking at a crit one.
Yeah, I will allow it.
That's a 17.
Even with advantage?
Because it was a 13 and I have a +4. The other one was a
No one. So wait, what is your total?
17.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's pretty typical. You know, Corlin is a professor of conjuration, so one aspect of conjurers is that they can summon things. They're also where all the teleporting spells come from. So he probably has a lot of those.
So I kind of just look at Mahi and I go, yeah, that's just something that he does.
Okay.
Not saying that I trust him, but portals are not out of the ordinary for him.
I trust this
Alright.
man with my life.
Well,
Yes, we do.
With my life.
Just out of curiosity, is Mahi and Pyth having this discussion independently, or is the whole
Yeah,
group
'cause
aware
this
of the
is-
conversation?
Yeah, no,
This
they
is
had
what
walked out.
They're
They had
on
walked
their
out
way to
already.
Lion Shield Coster. They were like at the doorway basically when we left off, whereas we were just leaving the town hall.
That's right.
So group's in two parts right
because
now.
Pike said, "Screw this guy," and she left.
Yeah. And Mahi saw him because Corlin left before you guys did, and he saw him portal outside.
Poof.
Poof poof. All right.
Going
What
to
will the rest of you like
Lion
to do?
We're all heading towards the Lion Shield Coster, but they're going in first, so we can't really do anything until they're in.
Very well. Mahi, since you're leading this, I suppose you stop to give your impressions towards, or not toward, but Pyth's brother,
Mhm.
and your next motion will be.
Just kind of like motion to like, well, then let's go to the Lion Shield because we're both going, and I'm assuming she's probably still in front of me because I was
Yeah.
catching up, like running to catch up.
Yeah,
talking,
Pyth
I'm
actually
assuming-
is leading, yeah. So
Yeah,
she
Blood
left
snail.
first, then Mahi found
yeah.
Corlin in the hallway. Okay. Yes. So Pyth. So he catches up accordingly. So you guys are walking side by side. Pyth, what would you like to do?
Lion Shield.
All right. So
I
you
want
all
my damn shield back.
you go ahead and walk into the Lion Shield Coster, a familiar looking building. Not much has changed in this particular place. Now, you do see that when you left, there were little lack on supplies. They were being extorted by the Red Brands. Their stuff was getting stolen and hijacked by goblins. So it looks like a regular store now. All the shelves are pretty stocked. There's a lot of movement in the back. You all find Linene kind of in the back shop area. And I had a little picture of this place here. Lion.
I demand to see a picture of Linene so I can judge her further.
Oh man.
What if she's pretty? Oh no,
I demand to judge her anyways. No, literally everybody with Corlin. Oh no!
I mean, come on, he's Pike's brother.
I mean, honestly, he got more of the looks.
Ma'am?
Archer would disagree.
Oh no.
Archer might
was he-
swing both ways.
I don't know.
He's like,
Okay,
oh no, I gotta pick
remember
between the siblings.
Archer-
Shoot.
Archer is
Oh.
bi, remember? So I
That's
mean,
right.
like, seeing
Archer-
Corlin.
Can pull off siblings.
Sad
Dang,
day
that's
that
a
Archer
thing.
never got to meet any of Pike's siblings. Just to be
Honestly, because
There's so
imagine the
many
conflict he would have
Pikes.
immediately had.
Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to marry into this family. What the heck?
I would feel like constantly having adultery on with all of them.
Well, is Corlin swinging that way too?
I
Is
think
it?
Is Corlin bi or gay? Is that confirmed, or do we not know?
Roll a sexuality check.
What's my modifier?
We're gonna bring Archer.
Oh,
to
Red.
Honestly,
My cur-
yours is probably not very high because Archer himself did not know that he was bi.
Archer's
Oh,
like-
okay, so we're using Archer stats.
Yes.
Make it
You got a
stealth.
-2, I'm sorry.
Oh, 15.
Hey.
Sorry, let me roll a d4 real quick. He's straight.
Oh.
Dang it.
Sorry, I got a nat 1.
There we go. Here's
Oh my
Linene.
gosh.
Okay. That makes sense. She looks like a human woman in Vandalin.
Oh,
She's a human Fandolin woman who's grumpy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks about right.
Well, she's about to see her best friends
Yeah.
that would absolutely never start a
That
fight in the
means-
shop.
Of course
Oh
not.
my god, we're totally gonna start a fight in this shop.
Angela's gonna walk in, there's gonna be a 1v1. Anyway.
To which point she steps up from the counter and looks at you all and kind of mumbles something.
Do I hear it?
Roll perception.
Bonk. I probably don't. So I think it's like an 11. It might be slightly higher. It's not. It's an 11. But my passive's 14.
So yeah, so all you kind of pick up is it sounds like didn't I kick you guys out before?
I don't think she did, actually.
I don't think she did.
She advised us to leave because Tor and Pipe were about to fight. But that wasn't even the last time we were in here.
Just kidding. They still act like that. Anyway.
As the rest of you kind of filter in behind and start filling into the entrance area, she kind of wipes her brow with her apron and brushes off her hands on her skirt, and then kind of nods at the rest of you. Welcome. How can I help you?
I want to wave at her, like with a big grin on my face.
As Toppy enters in and he kind of lowers himself to kind of walk in a little bit, she nods back. You can see that she does recognize you.
I would hope
Trying
so.
to sell her
Saves the
her
whole
own
town.
equipment.
Well, and he's also like the largest dude she's probably ever seen in her life.
Right, you guys are always the weird crowd, especially in this area.
But they love us still, don't
At the
they?
bigger cities, it probably won't be as noticeable. But all your stealth checks have disadvantage in this town. For the most part.
I'll kind of just like look at Mahi and kind of like nudge him to take the lead
Oh.
because he has charisma.
Oh, Mahi's like, oh, me? Okay. And kind of stepped up. Yes, we need some, when we were fighting orcs, we got some of our stuff stolen. So we
Pipe's
need,
face is like, did I
shields.
really just send this guy first when I...
I literally just said, we need shield swords XYZ.
Starts telling
We
her.
need equipment, please.
She leans over to Mahi and goes, I remember you all. Weren't you here what was it, maybe a month or two ago? I can't remember.
It was a couple of
Yeah,
weeks
it was
ago.
the same time where we saved the town, if you recall, and the reason that you're not being extorted currently. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
us.
Oh, are we there?
Red brand, right?
Yeah, we're there.
Cool,
I
wasn't it the
remember
red
you
brand?
all.
Can I
Didn't
start
one of
looking
you
around
try to
for a
sell
shield?
back my own stuff back to me?
Yeah, he's stupid. You gotta forgive him. I genuinely don't think he realized it was yours.
Um. Yes,
Tavi,
what she said.
Can I start looking around for a shield? Just like the walls, if there's anything?
Yeah. Yeah, and you do see actually several shields. They all look pretty much a similar quality to what you had previously. Nothing super fancy, pretty generic, but considering this town
Are there any, like,
and themselves are a commodity.
bronze-ish colored shields? It doesn't have to be made of bronze, but like that color.
No. That's what you would find
What color are they then?
in this area. For the most part, they look like regular iron shields.
Damn it.
This does not match my aesthetic.
Looks like we can't buy a shield here.
Guess I
Just gonna have to go without the AC for a while.
Can Tavi ask her about my wolf hide?
I mean, you can.
Hey, Linene. I don't know if you remember back when we were here last. I gave you a.
Yeah, you're the one who tried to sell my stuff back.
Hey, I
Get
don't.
over it.
The emblems. I mean, I don't know what they mean. I didn't put two and two together. You know, I mean, I think we gave it to you though. We didn't keep it. We did give it to you.
Oh no, I took it. I remember. In fact, it's actually over there on the wall, and you kind of look and you see there, and kind of where Pythavin's looking on the wall, right underneath one of the shields. There's like an X pattern of maces crossing together. And she's like, "Yeah, that left one right there." So
Well,
thank you
she's
for
so
returning it
stingy
to
with
me.
that
I do
one.
appreciate what you all have done for the town and Lion Shield Coster itself as well.
You're welcome. And sorry for the misunderstanding. Get
Mhm.
past that.
Anyways,
You're
How
looking
much for-
mighty fine today, Linene, I might add.
anyway.
I hate this family.
But
How
yeah, I
much
mean, but yeah, I wanted to ask you about my wolf hide I gave you a little while ago.
Oh yeah, I have that still, and I have ugh, where's my smith? He was around here somewhere. And she kind of looks into the back and kind of pulls over. She kind of walks into the back room, stands in the doorway, looks around a little bit, then comes back out. I'm not sure where Dilbert went this morning. He's late again. My apprentice. But in any case, hold on.
Top Eats Flex and get us that discount.
Yeah, please.
And she kind of looks over the rest of you. And then she kind of eyes over to Mahi. She notices your amulet. She goes, do you don't mind watching the shop a little bit while I go in the back and get this gentleman his item?
Mahi just respectfully nods. Yes.
All right. And then she turns and goes into the back room.
Does she have a
Already
drink
daggers.
sitting out anywhere?
No, you
Do you
do
have a
not-
what?
Well,
A drink sitting out anywhere.
Roll perception.
Are there any daggers while she's gone?
13, first of all.
Y'all are really just gonna take. Okay.
No, you don't
Sure
really
am.
see any drinks anywhere.
Does it look like she had any food out, like anything that she would have been eating, drinking, anything like that?
No, she was working right before you guys walked in here. You could see kind of the sweat, the grease on her apron and clothing.
Dad,
That I'm uninterested.
Python, yes, you do see almost like a box full of daggers.
can I?
They're all pretty generic. They all have the Lion Shield emblem on them. Again, with the special.
Can I steal 2 of them?
You want to steal 2 of them? Are you going to do this in open view of Mahi, or are you going to try to be stealthy?
I'll try to be stealthy. Let's try to
Go
sleight of hand it.
Do a
While
sleight of
she's-
hand.
Against
While
my
she's doing
perception.
that, I go over to the window and I start sticking my hand on it, and because my skin's kind of wet, I'm leaving like handprints on the window that she's definitely gonna have to clean up later.
Yes.
A child.
Sake.
Do I?
Taurus
Can I-
Jester.
Angelo's kind of
I smear
hanging
my
near the
hands up and
door.
down. What are you gonna do about it, Mahi? What are you gonna do about it?
DM, that's a natural 20 to see if Python is doing anything.
Well, are you
Okay.
paying attention to Python or Tor? Because they're in 2 different parts of the
I
store.
looked over for a second, I was like, come on. And then
You
like,
better
no,
stop Tor and Python.
With a natural 20, you see both of them out of your peripherals.
Can I see? Can I roll perception to see
Look,
Python?
Yeah, it's a weird eye.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure your passive beats what I rolled.
Yeah, you have a 22.
Yeah, you have a 20. pass.
Okay.
You don't, you don't ever
Okay.
have to roll.
So get out of my face.
Okay.
You just ask DM for permission, and DM says sure.
Because I got 15. Like, unless I got a nat 20, I'm not gonna beat your passive.
Yeah.
so
Because
Mahi
I got a
just kind of looks
15,
at
so both
Python.
of you watch me do this.
Mahi just looks at Python and says in Celestial, please. And just looks at you and just kind of like does his hand motion to like put it down.
I take my hands off the window so that I'm not doing it when she comes back.
They owe us 4 gold worth of daggers. And you know she's not gonna hand them freely.
And I say in Celestial, I'm not responsible for anything that you're up to. And I just look away.
Look, if it is not too much trouble, I am going to go to Stonehill Inn, and I have a few questions for all of you. So meet me there in no more than 30 minutes, and then I'm going to walk out the door and
Wait,
go to
wait.
Stonehill Inn.
Angelo,
But
are you gonna tell the cops?
I'm going to take a look at Python and Mahi. And I'm going to insight check them.
Go ahead.
I mean, inside check for what?
Do I need to insight check one for each, or?
But you're doing. All right, let's start with Mahi first. What
Okay.
you're insighting checking him for?
For what? Like, what do
Yeah.
you want to know? What are you
I
looking
want.
for?
I want to find out what he is, like his class specifically. I want to know what he is.
You could probably tell that.
I
From
mean, I'm not trying to hide it.
Go ahead and do perception for me.
For him, and yeah.
21.
Never mind. I mean, you're passive.
I mean, why do you ask?
Seriously, right?
Just
it does-
tell him.
Not a 25 DC on this.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean,
I'm assuming
this-
he knows my
this-
amulet, my clothing,
Yeah.
my.
It'd almost be more like a
Relax.
history check.
the distinctual aspect, of course, you can definitely tell you're familiar with Dragonborn. This one's a little different. He has a tail. His armor looks recently mended, actually, considering you surmise that maybe he hasn't seen a lot of battle. Not really understanding that Python fixed it earlier.
It's the baby
you do see
lizard.
his
It's a baby
amulets.
lizard. Okay.
And for the amulets, I
Lizard.
would say roll religion. But no. Well,
History, religion.
roll history.
9.
A 9 on history.
Yes.
All right. You're not really familiar specifically with what order he is in, but you do recognize the fact that it is in a paladin order of some kind. You don't know the particular details. The iconography does not ring any bells to you at this moment in time, but with your deduction powers, you'll say he's a paladin.
Okay.
So you can tell he's a paladin. Is there anything more specific that you want to insight him for?
No.
I
Okay.
would like, just real quick, to let the record show, I would have responded to Mahi in Celestial. Not
Yeah.
because that would be really dumb.
Yeah, we were. I assumed.
Yeah, I figured you had responded in Celestial. I specifically want to do the same for Python more. I want to find out if she's a cleric.
Please
Okay,
don't
this
look
is
at my
hysterical.
amulet.
You look at the two who are stealing,
The two.
insight check them, and it's the paladin and the cleric.
I'm not feeling.
I
I'm
want to
just like-
find out their mode. I want to find out like what they are.
So you can tell. We'll do the same perception aspect. Don't worry about rolling for that. But based on Pythavin's gear, and you do catch her emblem as well. And if now for this, you want to roll religion specifically.
Okay.
Come on, roll high, roll high, roll high.
Please don't roll
Roll
high.
high. Roll
Oh
high.
my god. What's my religion?
Probably not fantastic.
It's not fantastic. It's really not.
Yeah. You're good at figuring stuff out, but you're not super book smart.
18.
Well, that's
Pretty
there.
good though.
All right, so that's pretty good. Yeah, you recognize the symbols. She definitely looks like she belongs to the Church of Talos, or the Cult of Talos, as you know it to be.
Okay.
He's probably wondering what in the
I'm
world
gonna
is
look at
Talos?
Tor.
It's a Talosian emblem of some kind. She either stole it, is involved in the church, which would make her some kind of a cleric or paladin.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Tor.
No, he's a chaotic evil god.
Possibly. And then I'm gonna walk out and go to
I
the
wanna
tunnel
insight
in.
check it.
And you're gonna insight check.
Are you
Angelo?
gonna call the cops?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I want to see. I want to see if he's gonna call the cops or not. I want to see how likely it is he's gonna rat us out.
All right, go ahead.
22.
22. Okay.
Well, he has to roll against me, I think. Whether
Deception if he's lying.
This, if you want to deceive it, yeah. you
I'm
get
not
the choice.
I'm not deceiving. It's possible.
I just want to know how likely it is. That's what I'm inciting specifically. Is how likely it is he's gonna rat us out.
He has no reason to.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll add to, as far as the insight's concerned, you I mean, you don't really get any negative vibes from the guy.
Okay.
He seems on the level.
Oh.
He seems professional. with
Relatively positive.
and he does look like he's more inquisitive than he would be a tattletale.
Okay.
How about you
Basically, what is this guy a snitch?
mind your business? So
But
Pice
he
stuck the
is
two
nosy, though,
daggers.
so it is kind of like a little bit of gray area.
Pice
Oh,
is
I mean,
actually
I
going
don't.
to,
What does Tor know about being nosy?
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Pice's actually gonna lift her skirt up, tuck
Oh.
dagger in her boot, and then put it back down. And the other one she's putting in the back of her belt.
So you go ahead and take 2 daggers.
Sure do.
DM's like, just take whatever you want from the store, man.
I can't walk out with a shield. That's just too obvious.
Yeah.
I would steal something if there was anything that I wanted in this store.
Yeah. Is there anything of interest in here other than what I've already taken?
Depends on what your interest is.
As all this is going down, Mahi's just muttering in Draconic.
I'm a wizard.
Mahi's watching Pyth look around for things to steal. Are there any, Nah, that would be too obvious, too. I can't think of anything. Is there just anything that stands out?
For you, I mean, obviously, you definitely take an interest in the shield and try to replace what you had before. You see a decent replacement just to at least serve its purpose. Maybe not, everything you want to be, but the shields in here look like decent quality. I mean, they all have, the Lion Shield branding on them, though. So
Are there any, ranged weapons I would mayhaps be able to use one-handed?
You don't really find any necessarily one-handed ranged, other than
Or like
things
a
that
hand
could be
crossbow.
thrown. You do see some javelins, of course, the daggers there. For the most part, anything else ranged looks like crossbows. No hand crossbows, but you do see some heavy ones,
Can I
and a longbow.
Can I take
Several
another
longbows.
dagger?
Go ahead and roll another sleight of hand check.
I'm just taking
Or-
this one
or
at this
just-
point.
All right. So the rest of you can see this. You did not see that she's taken 2 daggers prior to, but except for Mahi and Angelo, who's already gone. But the rest of you do catch her take this 3rd one.
Probably gonna just raise his eyebrows at her. Like, whoa.
If you say anything,
Okay.
I'll stab you with it. And I put it in my other boot.
Didn't know you were a thief, princess. Just kidding, I don't say princess part, but I said I didn't know.
Nah,
You
say it! Say it! Say it! Coward!
were... Okay, yes, princess included.
Yes!
I kind of just look at him, and then I wink.
Tavi.
I tuck my skirt,
Oh,
put my
She
skirt back.
winked.
Does
So,
mine see the wink?
Mahi, are you forgetting who Pyth is? I know you guys have been super buddy-buddy lately, but I know that for some reason you think that you two are on the same level, but you're not even playing the same game, Mahi.
I'm still kidding.
Don't kid yourself. You were never even a
What?
player.
This is hard.
Don't
Mahi.
flatter yourself.
I didn't say anything. Why is she saying
No, but
that?
Mahi keeps looking between the two, what is going on? And he's disappointed in Pyth taking a dagger, and Tor's just this is still Pyth we're talking about. She's been like this in the beginning. Are you amnesiac or what's going on?
Never mind. It's not.
It's killing him inside.
You're gonna get fired.
Look, the way I
They're
see
gonna
it,
put you out.
we're trying
Again.
to save the Sword Coast. I can take a few daggers.
Hey man, she wouldn't let me sell back the
Because
star for
all evil is
here.
justified in the end, so long as you do it to good, right?
It depends.
Either evil's justified or it's not.
I don't need to
Sword
be
being
lectured
good.
by a necromancer.
Hey,
Mahi smiles at that.
Hey Pike, what's a necromancer?
I can, in theory, raise the dead. I've never done it and I never will. So I don't even think that the term necromancer applies to me. don't know what else I
Technically,
would
that
call
is a
it,
crime
though.
Pretty much punishable by death. But
Is that what that means?
And
What do I know?
I'm pretty sure that you would get kicked out of the order if your order knew anything about who you were traveling with and how much you allow them to do, including things like petty theft.
Man, Angelo just missed out on all this.
Oh, yeah.
You see, that's why Pipe didn't hide it this next time.
This is totally a conversation you
Because-
probably need to be on.
At least I don't pretend to be anything I'm not.
I don't
And
pretend
Pipe
to be
doesn't
anything.
either.
I don't pretend to be anything.
You pretend to be better.
Hey, Tor, what's going on, Tor? What happened?
Better
Where did
how?
this come from?
Where did what come from?
All this
All this what?
banter.
Banter? I always banter. What are you talking about?
She's got you there, actually.
Okay, I thought you were coming at Mahi there for a second.
Oh, I am.
She
Okay.
totally is. Well,
Tommy, wait, are you angry? Yes. Oh.
It's like I can't track.
let's just say, Tor, that I've got my sights on bigger things than petty theft.
Like necromancy and evil god worship?
Currently, I've got my eyes on something else. I deal with one thing at a time.
Is it Lenine's butt?
Oh.
Mahi says it, but I don't. H-E-L-L, no!
Itchy
You
double.
do realize I have a wife, right?
Yeah. I've
No
known a lot
offense.
of people who have wives.
No offense
Who
to you
also
guys,
have
but I
other
don't
things.
find that attractive. I
Butts?
like my kind. I like
You don't
my
like
kind.
butts?
You're
You like-
unimaginably difficult.
I hope you don't tell your wife you don't like her butt. That would probably offend her.
Back to seriousness. I want to laugh. Mahi's not laughing. I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
I'll really be swinging wildly between ethical debates and butts.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe that's why the white dragon's mad at him.
Because he doesn't like the
Right.
white dragon's butt.
I,
Did you check out
You know,
Did you check out the white dragon's butt?
I can see now why you serve the god you do, because you do it rather well.
Me?
What part?
The chaos bit.
Oh,
Can you give me an
think so.
example?
Oh my god.
Maya's now in a 2 against 1.
I don't really know why I put up with half the crap I do with you. I really
With me or with
don't.
Pipe? Because you
Look.
seem to like Pipe.
She can handle herself in battle, and currently she hasn't sacrificed anybody that I know of. Please don't say anything, it just makes my job more difficult.
He's like,
You-
if you have, please don't tell me.
You, Tor, haven't done anything, and you actually say that you use necromancy to basically you dabble in the dark to keep the dark at bay. I get that, and I completely understand that, so I have nothing against you. But the stuff
I
that
don't
you
think that's true.
what is not true.
That you have nothing against me. Because you seem to make it, like, quite clear quite often that you have something against me, but then follow it up with, I don't have anything against you. And so you're really sending mixed vibes here?
I think you don't like me,
Oh,
but
I
I'm
don't.
not sure why.
Because I think you're a hypocrite.
By the way,
And I-
halfway through this conversation, y'all hear a door slam from the back room.
Pipe's just acting casual.
I'm continuing my conversation because I don't need anything from Linene. It's Tavi who needs something from Linene.
It's just
And why do you think I'm a hypocrite?
Because again, you spout all of these grand ideas about being a paladin, and then you do things like torture an orc to death even after he's not giving any information, and you bludgeon him to death, and you do things like all of this other stuff to talk about vengeance. You're constantly, I mean, you're not a good person, Mahi, but you
I never
insist on
said I
pretending
was.
to be one.
I am not a
You
good
act
person.
like it though.
I want to be, but that doesn't mean I am.
Then why don't you try to be one? Because you don't seem to be trying very hard either.
Because things have to be done. And I'm the one that does it.
Okay, then stop giving dirty looks to people like Pyth when it lightnings out. Because, ooh, evil god.
That was... My kind of like gives a slight smile. I was mainly just seeing how she would react.
Ah, yes, because it's fun to poke at people's secrets intentionally to make them upset. At least I
You
do.
literally
unintentionally.
accused me of having sex with the white dragon.
I was asking you if you did, and you wouldn't give me a straight answer, so that made you look suspicious. I just asked. And then
Linene,
you
if I
wouldn't
give you
answer.
10 gold for one of these shields, can I have one?
The front door opens up at this point in time, and you watch as one of the guards from outside steps into the room.
Hello.
Give him a little salute from the
He
counter.
nods to the rest of you, and he's kind of currently looking up and down the aisles.
So
You looking for someone?
He doesn't respond, but he kind of gives you an eye like, do you know who I am?
A guard.
I mean, he doesn't respond.
it's part
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like my face. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're a guard.
It's like, I ain't scared
Mine?
of you, stupid.
He's kind of have a rough week, so he just kind of like slowly just kind of starts getting his hand towards his hilt, like, what's happening here? Like,
From the back room, Linene comes out, and she's carrying a large leather cape that's covered in wolf hair,
All right.
and she lays it down onto the counter. She kind of does it very slowly, and she eyes all the rest of you as she does. And she goes, and then she looks at Tavith. She goes, well, despite the interesting conversations you were all having out here, I can totally hear.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Will,
I lost you for a second. Can you please repeat everything you said after interesting conversation?
that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
She goes,
pretty much it.
so we'll bypass what you all do in your spare time, considering you've helped the town and I shop enough. Yeah. In any case, Mr. Big Boy over here. I'm sorry. What was your name?
Tavi, but you can call me Big Boy if you'd like.
All right. Well, Big Boy. Well, here you go. I mean, here's what we're able to do for this. This took me several weeks to make, and if I do say so myself, I happen to quite fancy my leather working skills. I tend to favor that more than I do my smithing, which is why I hired some help if he would ever show his scrawny little butt around here. But in any case, that pelt that you brought me was not too bad. I had to embellish it a little bit, and I also happen to have a little druid friend that comes into town every once in a while, and he took the opportunity to help bless this, and whatever that means. I don't know much about magical things, but in any case, I think, and she kind of pulls it up and shows you kind of, pulls it up in front of her and turns it around and kind of shows you the whole cape. And, well, before I let you have it, you kind of grow out to reach for it, and then she kind of pulls it away. She goes, but in any case, I think you can tell it's a fine quality. This will protect you, especially that big old back of yours. Since, you know, let's face it, son, you're butt naked. This will help.
You find that offensive?
I'm not no. That's that. Hey, if I get off of work in a few hours, so you know. But in any case,
Whoa! What? Hey! Whoa!
Does he get a discount? Did he meet you after work?
I'm pretty. Didn't he already pay for it? Like he paid
No.
for the commission basically before we left.
No, he didn't. He just gave the components, which what we're gonna go into. She goes, so anyway, so I think it's gonna help fix some of those things. And I mean, especially considering this being on you, I think you're gonna be well more intimidating than well, you kind of quite frankly already are.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about payment. This was a custom job, and I put my pride on it. And if you see, look, and she kind of turns to the corner, and there's a small little lion shield emblem in the bottom left corner of the cape, but not noticeable.
Ma'am, I ain't trying to be your walking advertisement.
Well, it's also little.
There's the branding, but
Sponsored by.
So let's talk about payment. Now, this kind of a fine work probably on average goes for maybe 250 to 300 gold. Considering that you threw in some of the components accordingly, I will lower the price down to 200.
To 100?
Can you curse in Celestial? Like, is that a thing?
No, I don't think so, actually.
You say roll to, I mean, it's down to 100,
Roll-
you said?
Roll persuasion.
Roll deception, see if you can catch her off
Yeah.
guard.
For real.
How much? DM. I'm sure we would actually know this because them in the world would know how much this costs, but I do not. How much would that normally cost? Like,
No, not really. You guys wouldn't know.
Yeah, Tor would have no idea. She's from the tropics, man. She's never seen a wolf in her life until they killed one.
Yeah.
This was a 19.
A 19 to persuasion.
Yeah.
She stops and you say 100, and she kind of looks at you, and then she kind of looks back at the guard, and then she looks over to Mahi and Pythvin, and then she looks back at you, and she goes, "Tell you what, I'm gonna do you a deal.
Oh my god.
I'll give this to you for free, but I need you to do something for me.
Okay. I'm listening.
here we go.
Considering that you were a big boy and all." And then she kind of looks over your shoulder and kind of looks back at the guard, but this time less approving of the fact that the guard is in there.
All right.
And then she leans in and then whispers to you.
Can I try to eavesdrop?
If anyone wants to listen.
I also want to eavesdrop.
I'm perceptioning
17.
18.
6.
All right, so Mahi, you don't hear anything.
Of course, Tor hears.
Tor hears.
Well, I like he has.
I also hear. I got it. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
No,
You said it very quietly. I heard you say something, but I couldn't hear what you said because I think
18.
Mahi talked at the same time.
Yes, you hear too. All right, everyone but Mahi. She leans in and she goes, "Well, lately we've been having a problem around the store here. A couple of weeks ago, one of them purplish demon fellers came into town and started buying up all my wares. And he's been sitting outside in the town square, just around the corner, for the past week and a half, pawning off all my good quality Lion Shield Coster items, trying to make up some gibberish about how there's some kind of dagger of bleeding magical crap that nobody is going to believe, but unfortunately, this is Phandalin. And everyone is buying them up. He's selling them for a cheaper price than my store can sell our regular goods for. And they're my goods. He's reselling and pawning off my own stuff."
Mahi says in Celestial towards Pythvin, I wonder why.
Mahi doesn't hear this.
Oh,
It's
that's right.
big
My
O.
bad.
She goes, "So you look like a big boy, like I mentioned before, and probably a very capable person that I think you might be able to help me in my situation, even without my little cloak of get away from us or I'll kill you. So if you could do something about my problem," and she kind of looks back over at the guard again and then looks back over at Taviv, "I won't ask no questions, but if you can get rid of him, I'll be obliged and you can have it. And as long as you advertise where you got it from, I think we'll call it square.
Sponsored by Lion Shield Coster.
And
Is that-
what about
Is that a deal?"
the rest of my people here? What Can you
Well,
help
the
them?
rest of your people owe me for money for the things that I overheard that she took, so she's gonna
What?
pay for that. And because then y'all had a very long conversation about evilness, and stealing crop, and demons and
She
dogs.
didn't. No. Tor didn't say anything about Pite stealing.
Because I didn't. I said petty theft, but I did not reference Pyth and that it had happened just now.
All right, so I'll fix that then. Yeah, because you did say it and she did hear it because I rolled perception.
I
on it.
said petty theft,
Yes.
but I didn't say it was Pyth or now.
No, that's exactly. I'm going to clarify that. She goes, all right, so I don't know who done it, but I heard all kinds of talks about petty theft. So if you all will consent to a little bit, had a little help come in here earlier. If you
Oh.
didn't see that. So if y'all consent to a little bit of a search on your way out, that will put me at ease. But
I
of course,
grin at Pythavan.
Ma'am!
if the rest of you would like to actually purchase some things here, then I can help you.
Oh man, Angelo didn't even need to say anything.
Unfortunately, I'm more magic type, so if the guard wants to search me, I'll go ahead and head out now. And I hold my arms out and walk over to the guard.
Okay.
Pytha's expression has not changed, by the way, in reaction to any of this. She's just acting like nothing changed.
Look,
So the guard goes ahead and, I mean, you don't have anything to hide, do you, Tor?
I have not taken anything. I have not stolen.
All right. So he just searches you and, you know, makes you turn around, lift your arms up, do a little dance.
Get that.
That last part you get a little annoyed about. And then he kind of nods, and he nods in the direction of the back door and opens it.
I give Pyth finger guns and a smile as I walk out and start heading towards the inn.
Do you want to make it any more obvious that it was me?
Yes. Actually, I'm not kidding. I don't do anything else.
Gonna ask.
Linene turns to Tavith and goes, anyway, do we have a deal?
So by take care of him, you mean
Shh.
whispers?
All I need you to do is help take care of my little problem. And she kind of looks back over to the guard. So, you know, get back with me on that, and then you can have the cape.
You want me to take up the guard?
Do you say this?
I'm just trying to tell her, whispering. No
Are
one-
you whispering this back?
Yeah, whispering it back to her.
What
Okay.
the hell is wrong with us?
Oh my god.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Wow. We were just about to implicate the owner of the store here. All right, so the guard didn't hear that, if you are whispering, because his perception sucked. But she goes, no, not about were you listening?
You keep looking at him.
he is gonna learn real quick. This guy is dumb.
She kind of leans back and she shakes her head with her arm in the counter, and she just looks back at you and goes, "Son, how long have you been out of town? You don't seem to know how things kind of work on the social level here. No, I need you to take care of my problem that I told you about. I don't want the guard to know that I'm plotting anything. And let's be clear, I don't want anything unfortunate to happen to poor feller. He seems like he's a nice one, but, you know, he's bad for business. So if you could just do something about it, I don't care. Scare him away or buy all his stuff and just make him leave town. As long as he stops selling my stuff, then that's all that I want. So if you can help me, you can have this." And she pulls the cape and puts it underneath the counter. "And if you want to buy anything else, well, I would give you all a discount. Unfortunately, I've heard a little bit too much about what you do in your spare time, and so I'm not going to have you all arrested, but
Oh, you mean like
we'll
like saving the
pretend-
town? Like that was something we did in our spare time.
We'll pretend since you guys have helped the town out, maybe you all have weird hobbies on the back end that we all don't talk about. I mean, I got hobbies too, but let's just let bygones be bygones and we'll call it even, all right? So, anywho, is there anything else that I can help you out with? Or perhaps your dragon friend there, or the squirrely lady in the corner there?
Pipe just points at one of the shields. 10 gold.
I would also like a shield. That's it. He's also asking for shield.
Okay. Oh, well, we do sell shields here. You all look like you could probably use one. I'm surprised that you all don't already have one, considering your apparent occupations.
Pipe's eye kind of twitches.
Well, we were fighting orcs to try to protect this town.
Life story part
Things
2.
got out of hand. We need shields. And Mahi's face just goes back serious and is like, now, kind of a look. Like, we need shields.
And she kind of points to the back wall, and you see all the kind of shields lined up. She goes, "Well, there's all the shields that I've made personally." And you can see in the center of them is the big. It's a big brand of the Lion Shield costume.
I hate it.
It's the emblem. And she goes, "There you go. Those are all mine. They're all pretty much the same. You can have any color that you like, as long as it's, well, I guess that's gray, right?"
Pipe dies a little on the inside.
There were 10 gold apiece. Can I set you up with 2 of them? 3 of them? What about you, big boy? Are you in the market for a shield?
No, you're not.
You can't even use your weapon with a shield.
Until you use maybe grow out another 3rd arm, or you get real dexterous, I guess. But maybe it's not for you, huh?
Not right now. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you never know. In case you decide to change your tactics, Lion Shield will be glad to help you out here. If y'all make your way over to Tribor, we have also our headquarters is in Yartar. So I think there's another Lion Shield coster over at Tribor in that area. But if you get all the way to Yartar, let them know the Linene sent you. They might have some of the more upgraded things that we unfortunately don't tend to see a market around here too much.
So, Linene, this might be a strange question. You did say it would look a little more intimidating with that.
I've heard a lot of strange questions and answers today, son. But yes, go ahead.
It wasn't from me. Technically.
No. Surprisingly, since you were the one who tried to calm me in the beginning, I'm kind of surprised it wasn't you. But yes.
I'm hoping that Linene, over the course of this, is realizing that Tavith is actually that dumb. He didn't realize it was hers.
Yeah, she is actually getting this in this conversation. Yes. You can see that her demeanor has actually changed, and she's gone from big boy to son, and being kind of condescending and patronizing. Yes. So
would you let me wear it to intimidate this guy a little bit, and I'll come back if he doesn't go away. I promise.
Persuasion.
I mean, you know who we are. We can't hide.
Go ahead and roll persuasion on this.
Nat 20.
As he's doing that,
20.
can I look for any shields that has the least amount of, hey, I'm not from Lion Shield.
Literally same. Python mine
They're-
both like, oh my god, these are so
Because
good.
I want an emblem. I just don't want that emblem on my shield.
The shields, all of them they're all basically the same. They're like, in fact, you would almost think that they were more wall decorative than they were shield.
Pipe just looks at Mahi like,
Mahi mouths, but in Celestial, this is stupid.
Agreed.
Now, I'm still suffering a level of exhaustion. Does this count? This is a disadvantage on this stuff. On this. Okay.
Yeah,
that
actually, to your first point, your first roll too.
Well, it's too late for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay because.
Well, now it's only a 10. My persuasion's a 10.
Persuasion's a 10. It's like, I don't think I can let you have that, son, especially considering the conversation I overheard. So,
I'm gonna kill Tor.
I'm pretty much gonna say that let's just I'm gonna keep it here. If you tell me the job is done, then I think that will be a prize enough for you. It's a good deal considering how much it costs. But I think I might be able. You guys seem like you get around town and out of town more specifically, so maybe you can all spread the word. Be my little advertisement company.
Sure.
Now, if all the rest of you are interested in those shields, I'll go ahead and pack them up for you. Now, remember, we also do. She kind of looks at Tavith and looks back at Pythe and Mahi. Well, you can do custom things. So if you all don't see something you like here, just let me know. I might be able to whip something up.
I ain't spending more money.
Yeah, she's gonna try to con.
I'm
gonna look for
not
a
saying
shield.
this, but Pipe just kind of shakes her head and pulls out the 10 gold.
Okay. So subtract 10 gold and give yourself a shield.
Shield.
So Mahi's going to look for the shield that is the least.
They're all the
Not
same.
if Pipe 1v1s you for it.
Just right. Straight up, we 1v1. I want the shield with the lesser big stuff. No!
They're all the same.
Oh, great. Twinning!
It's for the best because you two honestly would have fought in the list over a shield.
But actually, if you guys wanted to, since Cleric and Paladin, you guys can ask to have your symbols emblazoned on your shields.
Yeah, am I gonna ask this woman to put the symbol of Talos on my shield?
Yes!
Are you?
No!
I mean, Mahi probably can get away with it with no issues.
Oh
but
yeah, I would be
that would be
fine.
interesting.
But the thing is, she is a little cheater and a thief. So she's gonna say, that's gonna be 200 gold because I spent so much work on it and it's one of my most finely crafted items.
She did just give a man a free cloak.
She's given a free cloak, by the way. That the out of game, it's an uncommon magical item, so it's 250 gold plus typically, and once it's a rare, it's like over 1,000 to 2,000 gold.
I was unaware that theirs was a magic item. Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
Tor's,
it was
by the way,
blessed.
Tor's staff of defense is probably worth a good like 8 grand.
Well, how much would Mahi know how much it would cost to get a custom shield done?
So
Okay,
is
for
your
a minute I really thought
sword.
you were gonna ask would Mahi know how much that staff is worth, and I was going to kill Mahi.
No.
No.
Don't let
No.
Pipe find out how much that shit's worth.
Yeah, staff is worth a lot. Your sword is
need it.
probably worth a lot. The
I have a
Nothic
10 AC.
The Nothic Eye is to a certain collector would be worth a lot.
I need my magic items.
Anyway,
I am nothing without them.
are you getting your shield done or not?
I would like to, but okay.
So, how much would that cost to get a custom shield done, and how long? Because I am on kind of a time crunch.
When we say custom, are we talking function or cosmetic?
Cosmetic.
And I pull out my amulet that's kind of in my, well, no, it's not in my shirt because they were seeing it. And it is the iron fist with an eye on the back of the hand.
She kind of looks at it. Goes, yeah, in fact, actually, I think my apprentice can probably help. He's real good with the smithing part. As soon as he ever gets here, in fact, I'll let him know. But since I handle the business end of things around here, I'll say, I'll throw in maybe 2 gold for the cosmetic. If that's all that you need, I can slap it onto one of our unbranded shields and probably have it done to you in a day.
You have unbranded shields?
That would be excellent.
You say this, yeah? Right?
Yes.
Yes. She kind of looks at you and she kind of sighs a little bit. He goes, yeah, well, I guess we do have unbranded before we put them out on display. There's something wrong with the ones out there?
I have a fear of lions. She says this with a straight face.
Roll deception. Roll deception.
Oh, it's not good. Hold on. A 6.
It's not a terrible lie, at least.
Okay, she doesn't believe you, but roll persuasion just for your first.
DM giving you second chance.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be worse or just slightly better. I am hearing 9.
It was a 10.
It's a 10? Okay. Alright, she kind of looks at you and goes, fear of lions. You all supposed to be adventurers, huh? Well,
So,
And
tell
I
you
just
what,
kind of like,
if,
oh.
if you want me to add something to your shield, I'll do it for you too. We'll get same price, 12 gold, and you can have a customized shield of your choice. This fella here looks like he wants to put his fancy order on it. What kind of business are you in?
But
Pike's gonna quietly tuck her amulet back into her dress. None.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you have a personal preference, you like bunny rabbits, you know, or
what?
vegetables, or
Do you just
she kind of looks you up and down and kind of notices you, and does he trees? I guess y'all like trees. You want
Mahi
a
just kind of
tree
turns his
shield?
back. Mahi just kind of turns his back to Pyth and starts snickering, like he's trying to hold it in, and he doesn't want Pyth to see him, nor does he want to look at Pyth. He's just kind of like.
Can I just have a blank shield?
She's like willing to pay extra 2 gold just for a blank shield.
Okay, sure. We'll get you a blank shield. And she kind of just kind of stares at you there for a little bit. And she kind of looks around. Jack Nabbit, where is Dilbert?
Dilbert?
Oh.
You mean Dill
You know
Pickle? You mean Dill Pickle?
Wait, what?
I've never
I'll be
referred
right
to
back,
him
guys. I gotta go to the
Dill,
bathroom.
as Dill Pickle, but
That's what they call him.
Dilbert, he's a short little dwarven feller.
Yeah, I got to know him pretty well.
He's my
The other
apprentice.
day.
We hired him a few weeks back, and he helped us out with some of the armors and shields here accordingly.
Oh,
Does most of
okay.
the metal work around here now. She kind of points to the back, and you kind of see a small little forge in the back with a crafting table in front of it.
I get it now. Like he sort of.
He's
lost all
supposed to
his
be
money.
here this morning, but he's been late, and he tends to do that.
Well, I guess he has a good reason this time. I can vouch for him. In a way,
Are you the one who made him late?
I did not make him late, but
How are you gonna vouch for him then?
well, he has a good reason for being late. He lost all his money last night.
Well,
That's not a good
that sounds
reason.
like a personal reason. To
That
me.
sounds like all the more reason to come to work, stupid.
That
Hey.
would sound like he would need to come to work in order to fix that particular problem of his own doing. That is none of my business.
Well, here's what I can get him to come over here. ASAP as soon as I take care.
Do you know
And I
where
do,
he is?
I do quotation marks after I take care of your problem. I do know where he is.
Well, let's throw that into your your little errand that you're running for me. If you wouldn't mind taking care of that, I'd be obliged to that as well.
Can you throw in some boots or something? Along with, or anything else with this cloak?
If Pyth just wants to get out of this shop and people keep talking,
Want my shield. I just want my
Dilbert.
shield, bruh.
So she
What do
kind
you
of
think?
stops you when you start mentioning like clothing items. She's like, you can try Barthen's for that. This is strictly Marshall here.
So,
just made him a
you
cloak.
said, Mitt, you said by the end of the day I could have that shield would be finished.
Yeah, she turns back to Mahi. Goes, yes, sir. If you are interested, I'll go
Yes.
ahead and put a request. And she takes out a little notepad from her apron and she writes down, "What's your name?"
Mahi.
Mahi.
Mohi.
How many he's in Mahi?
It's spelled Machi.
It kind of has like a Y in it, so it's like Mayahi.
That's,
And his last name is actually Mayahu.
and she leans over to the top and she goes, "That's not how you spell he."
Don't be ridiculous, Alex. That's his
Well, I
middle
didn't
name.
think
This is
it all this
Mayaha.
time.
It's last
She
name.
There's
she
two Ha's.
whispers that, by the way. Then she goes back to Mahi. Goes, "All right, Mahi. Very well. Come by tomorrow. We'll have it ready for you." And actually, hold on one second. And she kind of holds out her hand, asks for the amulet. Can I see that?
Mahi slowly
For the
just kind of
roof.
takes it off and gives it to her. I need that back.
Okay, no worries. And she kind of takes it. She's like,
It's
it'll
supposed
just
to
be a
power.
minute. I just want to get a little bit of sketch of it. So she kind of takes it and she puts a piece of paper on it. And she takes some chalk and she kind of rubs the impression over it.
He's visibly kind of wincing, like, my amulet.
It's doing
And she
nothing
kinda
to
holds-
your amulet.
She kind of
I
holds
know.
the paper up and then she kind of looks at it, points it towards the windows so she kind of see through it a little bit better. And then she goes, okay, I think that's good enough. I think he should be able to have that done pretty close to your specifications here. Here you go. You can have this back. And she hands you back the amulet.
He takes it and puts it back on, and he hands her 12 gold.
She
And
takes it.
Payment. Much appreciated.
All right. She notes on there, prepaid. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I'm concerned about that, but okay.
And she goes over to and she kind of looks across the room to the guard and goes, you can let this one go.
What, he doesn't get searched.
Granted, I'm a paladin, and usually
I'm a
paladins
cleric.
lying. Oh, well, you act like a rogue sometimes, which
You
is
do.
it's fair. It's fair. It's a fair assumption, but she doesn't trust anybody, and I prepaid, so she likes her money. And plus, usually paladins don't lie. This one does, but she doesn't know that.
Anyway,
She goes
It's
back to you.
because Mahi's a dude. That's what it is.
She's a
Yeah.
sexist woman.
That's what it is. She goes, is there anything else I can do for you, hun?
talking to Mahi.
Tahina Mavi.
Oh. Nope. I'm gonna be on
Hi,
my way.
hun.
Apparently that guy wants to talk to me. Bye. Python, I guess we'll see you in the inn, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Guess. Cool.
And Mahi walks out.
All
He
right.
actually heads over to the town hall.
The
to
guard
talk
kind
to
of nods and pulls to the side and opens the door for you.
Oh, what the
Thanks.
All right, and then she goes back to Tavi. Anything else? Anything else I can do for you? You interested in any kind of ranged weapons, perhaps?
No.
We got a good deal. We've got darts, daggers, crossbows, short bows, long bows. If you're into, and she kind of starts laughing. It's like, if you're into irony, I got a sling for you.
Wow.
I'm just gonna raise my ball like I'm good.
All right. You want me to do anything to that big hammer of yours?
Will it be included in this problem I'm taking care of?
That one will cost you a little bit extra if you want me to do it. But just curious in case you wanted it.
All right, we'll see when I come back.
Alrighty.
So wait, what did you say? Whispers again. Where was this problem at again?
Oh, you'll probably find him in the town square. It's where he likes to set up his little, and she kind of puts in quotations, his shop.
Okay.
You'll probably notice him. He's a purple fellow, one of them horny demon ones.
Horny demon, you say?
I'm in.
Yeah, don't say.
Ah,
Have directions
No.
immediately.
no!
He talks kind of funny. He's not from around here, obviously. He came in a couple of weeks back, and he's just never left. He thinks he's, and I don't blame him. Like, she kind of looks around and chuckles a little bit. And she's like, but then she kind of notices the guard might look a little suspicious of what she's saying. So she kind of leans in and whispers again. It's like, well, it's kind of town where we've got a certain kind of clientele around here that probably tend to be his, guess what would you call it? His target market.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Ah,
if
stupid
you
people.
can get rid of him for me, I would appreciate it. We get enough of his types around from the miners' exchange. They're a little bit of shady bunch too. None of them worse than the Red Brands, though. At least that's for sure. We're glad
Well.
they're gone.
Yeah, you're welcome again for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Linene, I'll be on my way out.
All right, big boy. We'll see you later.
Winks at her.
Anxiety.
And then as she kind of backs up from the counter, she kind of looks at the guard, and when your back is turned, Tavith, she kind of points to you, and she nods to the guard, and she mouths something.
Do I see this?
Yes.
Or is she mouthing?
I see
Go ahead and roll. No, you don't, because she does it when you turn around. But Python, you can roll perception.
Bonk. 14. That's my passive.
14. Yeah. So you can kind of mouth. You don't really make the words, but the way she's ushering, she's like, "Check this one."
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do, Tavith?
How thorough do these searches look?
I had to do a dance.
I'll start heading out.
All right.
It's
So
like
the guard,
being randomly selected.
the guard kind of casually steps in front of the door a little bit. And
I'm gonna put my hands up. Like, does it look like I have anything?
Wears a loincloth.
I'm gonna lift up my loincloth and be like, look.
the guard kind of laughs, and he kind of does this little motion with his finger, a little circular motion.
Okay, so you
Did
don't want to
anybody-
touch me yet?
Did any of you stay outside the shop, or did you actually go to the inn?
Oh, I went to the inn. He left you. He went to the town hall. We're ditching you. We're letting you get arrested.
The guard eventually nods and goes, "Be on your way."
Alright, thank you, kind sir.
He nods.
I'm just waiting outside the door. I don't go anywhere yet.
Linene turns to Pythaven. She goes, "Well, honey, did you want that unbranded shield?"
Is it going to cost me more than the other shield?
I suppose not. If you don't want any kind of work done, it's a shame to let it go, but hold on 1 minute here. And she leans underneath the counter, takes a few moments, and you kind of see her kind of shift some items over and put it on a couple suits of chainmail on the ground, and then she pulls out a shield. And it looks basically like the other ones, except it's not been branded. It's also dirty, a little dusty, and she kind of puts it onto the counter.
Thank you.
And you already paid her, right? You already
Yeah.
gave her the 10 gold? Okay.
So I just go put the other one back on the wall.
Yep. So you put the other one back on the wall, and then you come back and get this one. And so
Yep.
you have an unbranded shield.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, and I'm gonna go for the door.
Right. And the guard the guard steps in front, and he kind of twirls his finger in your direction.
Pyth kind of like... Pyth did buy a dagger from her last time she was here, so she's just gonna go and like kind of reach back and like show him that dagger, and she's like, she can tell you I bought this last time I was here.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
I'm not lying. Well, I am lying. But...
No, that's persuasion.
14.
14? The guard kind of looks at the dagger, and he can see the emblem on it. He kind of looks over to Linene. Linene kind of cocks her head a little bit.
I bought one last time I was here. I'm not saying this is Pyth. I'm just...
She said it's possible she probably did. Just make sure she didn't take anything else, will you? The guard kind of nods. You're welcome
Is he
to slide a hand check something if you wanted to try to hide something.
Is he gonna try to like look up my skirt because I got beef?
So slide a hand if you wanted to do it. Actually, instead of slide a hand, this would be because you somewhat are concealing it. Just do a stealth roll.
Can I keep my sleight of hand, please? Stealth would require me to have disadvantage.
It would have disadvantage. That is true. All right, we'll play the sleight of hand game.
As
Go ahead.
is a 12.
A 12?
Versus his investigation.
That's a 16. All right. So
He's gonna have to look under my skirt to do this, and the minute that he goes to try, I'm like, sir, that is indecent.
So he does. He starts to kind of pat you down a little bit, and then when he gets to that area, he does kind of feel something there, and that's when you say that.
Yup.
What would this be? Is this another persuasion, or just? I mean,
Intimidation.
I guess this would be.
Don't touch me.
Yes, do intimidation.
Performance.
I'm gonna roll with my good dice and hope it helps me here. 13.
Start crying instead.
So he kind of stands back, and he holds out his hand, and he kind of ushers the little. Let me see it.
I am not lifting up my skirt for you, sir. Take me on a date first, at least.
He turns around and faces the door.
This guard
but
trying to
he-
honestly be so
but-
nice.
He's still blocking the door though, but he turns around.
Pike finally just grumbles and goes and pulls out one of the daggers, not both of them.
Okay. The guard kind of turns back after giving you a couple minutes, sees the dagger, takes it and inspects it. He kind of holds it up to Linene. Linene kind of looks at it. Is it one of mine? The guard nods. Not sure if she's bought too many of those. How long ago was it the last time you were here?
Pike, yeah.
Time is fake for us because we spent one night in a
Yeah.
haunted house and it was months or weeks or we don't know.
I think it's been about a month since we've been
So
here.
Pike just a month.
To your perspective, it's actually not as long as it was, actually. To you, this
Right.
feels like you guys were out a week, but you're probably...
I know, that's what we're saying. Like, it.
Right.
I don't know what time is anymore. So Pike has to kind of... A month, 3 weeks, 4 maybe.
The guard kind of looks you a little bit up and down.
I wink at him.
And then he kind of looks back at Linene. And Linene, like, shrugs her shoulders. Is there anything else on her? Guard kind of looks over. Kind of asks you to turn around.
This is harassment, but she turns around.
Where is the third one, by the way?
I put
He's
Same
still-
spot the second
I
one
put
was.
one in each boot and then one in the back of my belt.
Okay. So
And the one in the back was what he showed you.
Yeah, the one in the back is the one that he got.
No, the one in the back is the one that she was like, I bought this one.
Oh, okay. That's the one that you showed, and then the one that he
He found
found,
a boot.
and a boot one. Okay. All right.
It's like, what are the likelihoods this person would hide one in each boot?
How many daggers did this bitch steal?
I feel like at that point he would just make her strip.
All right. That's all he sees. He kind of looks back at Lane and goes, "I think that's all that she had." And then he goes, "Well, let's see.
1,000 years of jail.
Jail for 1,000. Pike finally just sighs and pulls out the two gold from her bag and like, can I have the dagger back?
Lane, do you since you're at the front door, you're a little bit away from the counter. Do you toss it to her?
She'll just hand it to the guard.
Yeah, okay, you hand it to the guard, okay. The guard takes the money and he kind of looks at Linene, and Linene goes, waves it off and goes, "Go ahead, let her have it." Gives the dagger back to you.
Bye.
He
3 daggers for the price of 1.
He ushers over to the door. Goes, "Be on your way."
Thank you kindly, sir.
He doesn't nod, but he walks over to the counter and puts the 2 gold. Then he kind of scoops it up.
Pike
and then
leaves
she
very
goes-
quickly. But not
she
like
goes
so
to the
quickly
back.
she's suspicious, but like she's out of there.
All right. Very well.
Okay, I've been at the inn for
Torrent.
quite a while. I don't know where Angelo was.
All right.
If he was like in the main room, I would have run into him first.
Yep. So we'll doodaloo. Does anyone want to break?
Rewind. We can do a break real quick, yeah.
Okay, let's do a quick break and then we will come back to Angelo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
On hell.
'Cause
Hello.
Poor Angelo has waited already for like 4
How
weeks,
long has it been since Angelo left?
so he needs some play game.
10 minutes, probably.
This
maybe?
whole thing probably took maybe 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
So it's yeah.
You said
And
half
so
an
Tor
hour, so
probably
we're still
left
Yep.
like a minute or two into the whole deal.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to put the timeline together in my
Alright.
head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pausing
break time.
recording.
Hey,
We're ready.
And we
Do it.
are back.
let's go.
No.
It's me,
Mario!
Torio.
he.
Mamma mia! Wait.
A dungeon master.
It's a Beethoven.
Alright,
It's
so
a bite
Tor,
of in.
I
you're by
don't like
yourself
that.
right now, right?
Yep. Tor's heading to the inn.
Man, I kind of don't know if I want to do this now or wait till the rest of the group.
Oh dear God.
Oh, dear God.
I would say the
I
rest
can
of the
handle it.
group.
Bring it on. I got this.
It better not be another dragon.
I'll curse.
Of course.
I'll take him on myself.
I'll curse.
It's just some role playing.
Okay.
Well, let's let Angelo get some stuff in. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm afraid
Okay.
we're gonna take up all night, and he's gonna be like,
I
I
don't even
got to roll 2 checks, and then I'm done. He's
Yeah.
I got
Two
to-
chicks left the building.
he's
I got
just
to
another-
figure out the sus cleric, and then I left.
To be fair, I'm actually impressed with that.
He actually does have record time for figuring out that part of Pike's backstory. It took everybody else days
Yeah.
in an actual confession session.
It took
He
it
took one
took him
turn,
30
like,
seconds.
Yes. Okay, so
The cool
Tor
thing about his
heads to
character
the inn.
is that he can basically catch up to where Archer was anyway, just because of how freaking perceptive he is.
Like, he's up to speed already, basically.
Like he's gonna know where.
Pretty much.
He doesn't have to pretend like I'm still level 1, you know. All right, so Tor, you make your way over to. I assume you're going to the inn.
Yes.
Okay. So uneventfully, we'll go ahead and let that go through. All right, so you go ahead and open the doors. You're inside the inn.
I'm scanning for Angelo.
At this point, we are trying to think of the time frame here, but we're probably around lunchtime
Mm-hmm.
as far as this day is concerned. So it's actually not very crowded in here. You suspect a lot of people are off doing work and everything. So it's somewhat their slow time, to be honest. You don't even see Tobin there. The inn is somewhat empty, with the exception of Angelo sitting in the back corner, where in his usual spot where you found him the night before.
With this pipe.
When I had gotten there, would it have been possible that I had ordered drinks for everyone?
Yeah, let's say that
Okay.
Tor, when you walk in, that you already see Angelo at the table and has, well, we'll say he's got drinks for everyone. So far, you're the only one there, though.
Yes. I go and I plop down next to him.
Oh, where is?
Silence.
Yeah. He's just like plop down waiting.
So you do that.
The
Yeah,
rest of the group?
Well, you see,
Uh,
possibly
Oh,
getting arrested.
Just that. Oh. Like,
Angelo's like,
Funny
why did it
enough.
have to be this one?
Funny enough, you left, and then even though I'm pretty sure you didn't call a guard immediately showed up. Pike had 3 daggers on her, so she might be getting arrested.
Tor only knows
Oh.
about one.
This is true. I take that back. So she might be getting arrested.
well, I assure you, given the circumstances and her connections with Sildar, I doubt it will be serious.
Oh, I doubt so too. I just think it'd be funny if she got thrown in there even for like an hour.
Do you have anything I can write on and write with?
For what?
I just need to gather my thoughts.
He said,
Um,
group is a bunch of crackheads.
I pull out the notebook. I do not hand it over to him. I flip to the very back of it and I pull out like one sheet.
Much appreciated. Do you have a writing utensil?
I'm assuming there was a writing utensil with it. It wasn't written down, but if Archer wrote something in it, there must have been a writing utensil.
Yeah, you say you can probably find a feather pen in the pages there.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then he just starts writing things down. He keeps like looking up at you, and then he'll write something down.
Can
He'll
I
look
try to
at you
peek at the
again.
page?
Go ahead. Roll perception.
Wait, is he hiding it, first of all?
Roll perception, and he can.
Oh,
sleight of
nat
hand
20.
it.
I'm not even gonna try to contest it.
I'm like, flick. Oh, okay. What are you writing?
He's scribbling.
He's not even writing anything?
No.
I look
He's
at the
like-
paper. I look
Huh?
at him. I look at the paper. I look at him. Kind of lean forward. I'm like, are you like trying to put on a show or something?
Are you literate?
No. I just do not have anything to write down yet. If you would like to give me something interesting that I should remember or keep track of, feel free to.
Can you stop wasting my ink pen?
What do you want to know?
Well, I would like to
God.
discuss that with the rest of the group once they are here.
Well, I can tell you stuff beforehand that they probably won't tell you.
Okay,
Two of them
so
are pretty
besides from your amazing recollection of the entirety of the last month or so,
Yes.
I would like to know, after you guys had gotten out of the what did you call it? It's the house, the something house.
The death house.
The death house. Yes. He writes that down.
Okay.
I would like to know
I'm
from
pleased
your
to see
point of
something real
view,
bit written down.
very briefly, if you can manage. I would like, from your point of view, everything that happened from that point to the point that you got here.
Getting my
Breaks down
preliminary-
crying.
Confine it to under a minute if you can.
Hold on. I'm gonna time myself. Just curious. So Tor kind of sits there, kind of collecting her thoughts, taking this as maybe a personal challenge.
He's looking and he's ready to write.
He got that
One
text
moment.
ready.
She takes a drink.
Oh god.
I got a minute. So after the death house, we stopped by this river. We woke up the next morning. We took baths in the river. It was kind of cool. But then we had a group discussion where we all talked about our feelings and actually gave away some secret information, which Pike didn't really participate in it much. We did find out that she likes dog, a couple other things. Fun side, group sharing. We got on from there. We actually passed a couple other places, but we ended up at a shrine of a goddess who could actually, she was like the goddess of, oh geez, I'm already at half my time. Like foreseeing and stuff. And at that point is when we saw the drow there. And the drow, okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. In a minute.
I said if you could manage. If you cannot manage, then... Again, just from your point of view, things that you were feeling, things that you noticed, things that were out of place, just anything from your point of view specifically. I do not want a history lesson. I want specifically what you experienced from that point. Go. He still hasn't written a single thing yet. Except for...
Or looks genuinely confused by the phrasing of the question.
Why
Well,
did you guys go to the shrine?
well, we went to the shrine because Archer saw goblin tracks and orc tracks heading that way. So
Okay.
we went to check it out. And I wanted to go there anyways, because I thought it was kind of cool. And I know that a lot of those shrines, there's typically something that you can either use to scry or to see the future in, like scrying, finding information, or anything like that. So I thought it would be cool to go anyways. But we were mostly going because of the tracks.
And once you got to the shrine, what happened? You said that's when you saw the drow?
Yes, I sent in Drippy because Archer went up and he saw that the whole place was full. And so instead of trying to make anybody go through all of that, we sent Drippy in. And I kind of like motioned to the snake around my neck. And all the way in, and that's where the drow was.
And
She
what
talking to
was
the
she
orcs.
doing?
And Drippy kind of
Specifically?
looks up and kind of stares at Angelo and kind of, and then puts his head back down.
Well, at first she was talking to the orc fellow, whose name has slipped my mind. But he was kind of like de facto second in command leader of this group, talking to him, basically telling him that he needed to join their forces, that she was the one who had caused the dragon attack, but that no more dragon attacks would happen, but he had to join her forces in the Black Spider. And then after they agreed, she knelt down, had everybody else leave at the little shrine, the altar place, and she started performing a magic spell. I couldn't tell what magic spell it was before I had to recall Drippy, because I had a feeling it had something to do with scrying, but at that point, it was a little late. She had caught wind of Drippy.
Okay, he writes something down.
What does he write down?
He's basically just writing down exactly what you said, just paraphrasing to
Okay.
much shorter sentences.
This is actually pretty paraphrased for Tor, to be fair.
I know.
Shrine.
Tor is
Drippy,
trying so hard.
Drow,
She is.
Drippy.
Now, at any point,
And-
do we show up at the inn?
Yeah, we're getting patted down.
You guys
Yeah,
get
you
patted
will,
down.
but it took you. You guys were there for quite longer.
And Mahi
Okay,
detour.
yeah, I gotcha.
So
Plus, you're gonna detour anyway.
Yeah.
it is after that you guys had tried to, if I'm understanding correctly, intercept the drow?
Yeah, because we knew we couldn't take her there because she basically had like a whole orc army. We thought that maybe if we could catch her along the road, it would at least be a smaller group, if not just her and her immediate group. So that had been the hope. To catch her
And
before she got to the mountains.
I assume that did not go as planned.
No, it did not.
And I hear something about a map case.
Yeah,
What is the significance of that?
we never found out, really.
And this archer, he carried it?
Yeah.
What was his name, this archer?
And did he know?
He knew it was something from the beginning, but he didn't know what.
Wasn't good with magic.
Okay, well, thank you. And I think I will wait for now for everyone else to get here before I ask any further questions.
Yeah, wouldn't expect much from Mahi and Pythavan.
I don't intend to talk to them too much.
You get it from Tavi.
Yeah, that's your plan.
Yeah, Tor's probably the prime person to get the recap on, get you caught up to speed.
Currently, the only two people who have had any interest in talking to me is you and the Goliath. While I do not assume the Goliath has any intelligence whatsoever, I will mainly be talking to you and the Goliath, and I'm assuming because of the headstrong behavior of both the elf and the dragonborn, that they will offer up their own opinions, whether I direct the question to them or not.
Probably. Especially if they want me to shut up.
Did they say that?
Yeah,
And when was this? And
too
why?
many times to count.
He
Pretty
writes that
much.
down.
Pretty much any time I try to recap anything.
To be fair, half the time you're doing it to our enemies.
You're not wrong, but she does not offer up that information.
Also, you did say that your group had interrogated an orc along the way. What did he say?
Nothing.
No?
No.
So I'm assuming you
Doctor's office.
got rid of him then?
Yeah. You could say that.
I'm gonna inside check her.
Go ahead.
What?
She ain't trying to hide anything.
19.
Yeah. She is clearly not happy about the entire orc situation.
Would you like to tell me what's happened?
Please no.
Do you want to know?
Here it goes.
I would. If you feel that it is relevant in any way, shape, or form to the character of your group, or any relevance to this particular situation, then I would like to know. If not,
Well,
then
It's the
It
pen
definitely-
clicking for me.
Talks about.
he's clicking his quill pen.
It's incredible. I didn't even know it could do that. Well, you see, we were at the shrine for the second time when we fought a group of orcs and we happened to capture this orc. So when he woke up, Mahi went all ultra paladin of vengeance and darkness, all I don't know. I heard this rumor once of this guy who would dress up as a bat and keep crime in his village. I don't know. It was a really weird story. He was all about darkness and vengeance. Reminded me a lot of that. And immediately started threatening the orc to give all the information he knew about Black Spider and Kragma and everything like that, or he was gonna break his fingers off.
But
Okay.
And the orc said he didn't know anything. And so then he told Tavith to break his fingers off. Except Tavith decided to nibble on his fingers because, like you said, Tavith doesn't have much intelligence. And it had been a day since he'd eaten, and I think he was going a little crazy, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
So after that, things just got crazy. The orc got up, ended up hitting Mahi, and Mahi. Okay, so here's something you need to know about Mahi.
He gets his quill already.
This is very important. So Mahi acquired an item. It's his sword, and it's kind of cursed. And so
Kind of.
when he's in battle, very cursed. So when he's in battle, whenever somebody hits him, a lot of times he'll go into a complete blind rage. I don't know why it happens sometimes and not other times because I don't know what a wisdom saving throw is. But sometimes he'll go into complete blind rage and he will not stop until he has killed whoever has hit him. This goes for friend, enemy, anything. And then once he has killed them, he goes back to normal. So, word to the wise, don't hit Mahi.
I do not intend to.
Anyways, the orc hit him, and so he was gonna, kill him. So I knocked the orc out again. And after that, they basically were, torturing him, threatening to cut off his penis. They had Tavit sit on him. Mahi was, crushing his windpipe with his foot. The whole time, the orc literally said, if you're gonna kill me at this point, just kill me. This isn't honorable. And, when an orc tells you you're not being honorable, I feel like you're supposed to step back and evaluate your life choices because we had just had dealings with orcs, and they're not exactly the most honorable people to begin with. And so the fact that an orc was saying this and that they decided that, no, this is a fine thing to do because whatever, that kind of ticked me off a little bit. And when I was trying to explain this to Mahi was like, Tor, shut up, Tor. And so I'm like, come on, guys, he's not going to give us any information. We should just, if you guys are going to kill him, we should just kill him now because he's not going to give us any information. And Mahi's response was to punch him until he was dead.
He stopped writing about halfway through that. So this group is, what seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, is lacking a moral compass.
You can say that.
Does not need to roll.
Yeah. Yeah, his name was Archer.
Some of us have a moral compass.
Yes.
Select to ignore it.
So Archer, I'm assuming, was the heart of the group?
Yes.
Kind of the soul, backbone?
Yes.
And then he, again, to my understanding, I am limited on information that I was given. He was killed.
He died because of us. He could have gotten away. He was invisible. They couldn't see him. They didn't even know where he was.
Okay.
He could have gotten away, but he came back to help us. And he died because he was given the choice to try to save us or let us all die. And it got him killed.
Well, he must have seen something in you guys. To lay down your life for people that you barely know.
I'm not sure it's there.
Not sure what to say.
Whatever he saw.
Well, you can believe that if you want, but right now, he is dead, and he died for you guys. So if you want to cheapen what he saw, be my guest. However, I have reason to believe that he saw something, and even given current circumstances, I am willing to believe that that is still there. Now, I will wait for the rest of the group, and I need to go take a tinkle, and I will be back.
Damn, I didn't know we hired a therapist.
I'm gonna go pee!
Like legit in game or out?
Like he legitimately, I think, has to go use the bathroom.
I had to go pee, so Angelo's
We
getting up.
just
He's
had a
walking
break.
He didn't use his break.
I have to go pee, okay? I'm sorry. I just drank a lot of water.
Go!
We'll say on both points he goes. The character does this too. All right.
Honestly, it reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where Ego's like, I've got to take a tinkle, and just walks away.
Yes. All right. Segue
Therapist.
into the rest of the group now. Mahi being the second person leaving the store. You find yourself in the street, Mahi. What would you like to do?
I'm walking over, and I'm going to go talk to Sildar.
All right. As you're walking, there's a rather large, bulking humanoid that kind of bumps into you, like really rough. Not enough to stir anything. But
I just kind of gives him a look and just keeps walking, but he mutters, not a very good thing in Draconic about him.
The individual kind of looks over to you, and you can kind of hear him mutter too. It's like, "Watch it, lizard." And then he starts heading past towards the southern part of town, heads in that direction.
Mahi wants to do something, but then he remembers his sword, and he's like, son of a...
Roll an insight check for me.
Mahi can't start fights for fun anymore.
Exactly, because any other time he's like, no hesitation, let's go right now. Insight? That's a 12.
12? Okay. This person looks somewhat familiar. You got a strange sense of deja vu.
Mahi's gonna then stop and turn around, go, hey!
the individual kind of turns back, and like I say, he's not as big as Tavi accordingly. He's human, and he's kind of wearing his kind of commoner's clothes, grays, tans, nothing really impressive. In fact, he's actually more dirtier than most of the people that you've been seeing around here. You get the impression maybe more of a shady element per se.
I think
He
I
turns
already know who
around.
this is, but
Yeah, he turns around and goes, "What?"
since I see him now, who is he? Like, I'm gonna just kind of take a step closer and look at him, like get a look.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. Perception. Do. Gosh, dog it. 7.
Yeah, all the
Big
humans
dog.
look the same to you. But he does. It's something. He does look familiar. It's just something about it.
Do I know you from somewhere?
They kind of folds his arms. Yeah. Didn't I beat you at an arm wrestling match? Or no? Didn't we have a fight in the street?
Oh, you mean when I kicked your butt? Yeah, I remember
No.
that.
And
I
Mahi
think-
just turns around and he just walks towards the thing.
And he yells back at you as you do. Is like, "That's what you did that time too."
Mahi's just gonna ignore him.
You know what that is?
No.
Growth.
No, he actually he puts his
Nope, take it
hand
back.
behind his back and flips him off as he's walking and just keeps walking.
It's still growth.
And he still
Fake
says, "You
yes.
keep walking, lizard."
Yeah, Jack.
And then he finishes it. And keeps walking.
And if it's not apparent, it kind of dawns on you now. That was one
Yeah,
of the red brands that you had
this,
fought
the
in
red brand,
the street.
the
Of course,
red brand whose butt I kicked. Yes.
he's not wearing the cloak, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you are a little bit surprised to find him still in town.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to avoid a fight because
Fight
I don't
him,
want to
fight
lose.
him, fight him.
I don't want to lose my crap. Mahi knows this.
I want you to lose your crap. I think it would be funny.
Oh, it would be, but then
You
I'd
also
be in
wanted to
trial
see
for
Pyth
murder.
arrested.
Listen, I am an agent of chaos tonight.
So Mahi, as you kind of turn and avoid the temptations, though tugging from your sword and in your very deep soul wants you to turn around, you ignore the feelings and you walk forward. Right before that, though, you do see as the guy kind of flips you off and then turns back in his direction. He's walking, of course, past the coster, and he's going towards the miner exchange. Looks like in that general direction.
He gets an eyebrow raise, but that's it. And as he's like feeling it in the sword, he's just gonna kind of look at him like, shut up, and keeps walking.
All right. So you go ahead and across the street over to the Townmaster Hall. Is that where you're headed?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Doors are open. The guards nearby, of course, they nod as you approach, recognize you, let you in.
Walk straight to Sildar if he's home.
All right. You kind of walk into the office and knock on the door, or knock on the wall, basically. The door, again, is open, and you do see Sildar in his customary position, sitting at his desk.
That's where he lives now.
Yeah. He kind of ushers that hears the knocks, and he doesn't look up. He doesn't even...
Excuse me.
Let's
I
see.
know you're
Once he hears your voice, he does look up.
I know you're busy and stuff, but could I happen to send a letter to Helmshold as quick as possible? If I had a letter, could you, in theory, have someone deliver it to Helmshold?
Sildar kind of cocks his head, squints a little bit. What's this about this letter?
I just need to send word to my family, just to let them know I'm all right, because I have been gone quite a while, and I also have some information I need to share to an individual.
You have family in Helmshold.
Yes, I do.
May I ask who?
No, you mean?
My wife.
He kind of his eyebrows rise and he kind of nods, shuffles a couple of papers, and then stands up and holds his arm out.
To shake it, like shake my hand.
Nope. Like, give me the letter.
No, what I'm saying is I haven't written it yet just because I didn't know if you could. I was just asking in theory, and I would drop it off later today. I didn't know if this was a thing you could do.
You can kind of see he looks a little annoyed, and he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit and sits back down. Goes, sure, I'll have one of my men. We'll send it in with the normal.
This man
Thank you.
saved his life, right?
What?
This man remembers me saved his life, right? The disrespect.
Well, he's not really being disrespectful, other than he kind
He
of
just slightly perturbed. Like,
a little
okay.
perturbed, like, oh, okay, well, yeah, just let me know when you're ready, kind of thing.
So, much appreciated. Thank you for your time. I'll let you get back to your work.
No
I
problem.
will drop that letter off later today.
Sure. Yeah, we do get correspondence from here to Neverwinter. Helm's Hole's not too far, so not much of a trip. In fact, actually, your buddy Darren actually knows some people from Helmhold. He was a former resident of there at one point in time in his life.
Well, we probably know the same people.
I would imagine.
So, much appreciated. Thank you, and just kind of gives like a little salute, like, see you later. And
He
then
kind of salutes you back and then quickly goes back to his work.
and Mahi walks out and starts heading towards the tavern because he knows that Angelo guy wants to talk to him.
All right. Very well. About this time, Tavith now leaves the store.
All right. But Python, I was waiting for her to come out. She didn't come out yet.
Are you waiting for Python?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Tavi, the only person who waits for Python.
All right, so we'll say at this point here, by the time that you are out and you're waiting, you do see Mahi come out from the Townmaster Hall, since it's across the street, and then you watch as he kind of goes towards the inn in that direction. You wait just a few more moments, and then shortly thereafter, Python, looking very annoyed, walks out the door.
Like brushing myself off.
She does look a little red-faced, too.
Yeah, embarrassed.
I do not.
She totally does.
So, Pyth, I know you heard everything that... do I know that she heard the conversation that we had?
You don't know who else heard.
Well, I'm going to ask her, like, so, Pyth, did you hear what I was talking about,
About the salesman.
Linene? About the what?
The salesman?
Yes, exactly that guy, the purple guy.
Sounds like a familiar face, no?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't quite remember what she's referring to.
Vigo?
Oh.
I imagine it would go and...
Oh, she wants me to look around, make sure nobody's around. Just me and her.
You know there are more ways to do things than killing people, right?
That's why I waited for you, Pyth. I just.
Mahi wasn't out. Nobody else was out here.
Probably what to do.
He said, I need an adult.
Mommy. Honestly, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kill him, but he was kind of cool. I don't want to kill him.
We could probably just ask him nicely to leave, or pay him to leave.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Paying him. Maybe I'll try asking him first. Nice.
Somewhere in the nether, you kind of hear a ghostly cry of Thorn. It's like I used to be connected to that guy.
But yes, okay, Pyth. I'll take your advice on this one. But I just saw Mahi walk to the inn. What did that weird guy say we have to do?
He wants to speak with us.
Okay. All right. I can deal with Mr. Vigo later. And then I'm gonna head over to the inn.
It's just gonna adjust her shield slightly and then follow.
Okay. All right, so you all go ahead and skip on over to the inn directly.
Yep.
So as you walk in, you see Tor is sitting there at an empty table. Monty actually is
Just getting there.
just getting there himself as well. So all of you are kind of gathered in the front.
The minute that Pyth walks in, she goes, Torrent?
Oh, I
Full
forgot
name.
that's my full name. And she just grins. She didn't forget. She knows she's in trouble. She doesn't care.
Pyth's gonna walk over and just like smack her upside the head.
You can roll to hit because I'm dodging. Do I have to make a dex check or does she just have to roll to hit me?
Just has a roll to hit you.
Okay.
This would just be an unarmed strike, so
Yeah.
12.
12 does not hit. I have mage armor activated from this morning.
When did you?
When did you put
What
Faith
we
on?
got it at about 4 in the morning.
Oh, that's
So it's almost gone because we're
Yeah.
getting close to lunchtime.
Wait, no, what?
That was this morning.
No, it wasn't. We've stayed a night in the inn since then.
Yeah, no, that was.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright.
you
Okay.
don't have now.
Yeah, Max, she
Okay, then a 12 does hit. I gotta fix that because mage armor doesn't automatically fix. I have to override it every single time.
Yeah.
I was like,
they're
that
gonna-
don't sound
they're
right. We
gonna-
didn't fight anyone this morning except Cora.
They're gonna fix that actually in the update. at this point.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so fixed. Yeah,
Oh.
12 hits. Just barely. You like nick my
So-
hand and turn it.
I mean,
back
yeah.
and go, "Flip."
Like, she's not trying to, like, snap her neck. She's just like...
Yeah, I know.
Meets it, beats it.
Not roll for damage.
No, it's just...
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a
I
whack.
know.
It's
I
just
know.
unarmed strike. You just apply. With
Yeah,
It's-
and the
it's
reason
literally
that
just
she
one
rolled the
damage.
hit was because she was trying to dodge.
Yeah, because she has no strength bonus, so she just gets 1.
Yeah, you can take your 1 damage, because Pyth's hitting you.
Take your
Oh,
1
okay.
damage.
Boink.
Could you have
Throw rubs
made
her
it
head.
any more obvious?
You're the one who stole.
You're gonna try to tell me that you've never stolen anything in your life? Like the sword that Mahi uses now? Or the staff that you have?
Those were both from bad guys. Doesn't count.
Do you want to try to argue that Linene is not a bad guy?
She did give Tavi the free cloak.
No, she didn't. Does Talvith have a cloak?
He will.
Do you
I
know
look
that?
around like,
She made a deal with Talvith to get rid of a problem of hers, potentially by killing him, as the least she could do is give him a free cloak.
Tavi, are you upset?
upset about what?
The cloak. The fact that you're getting it for free and you gotta solve the Vigo problem.
Well, I'm not upset that I'm going to get it for free. I just don't want to have to kill anyone.
You sure didn't have to kill him.
All
That's
right.
not the point. The point is, she was clearly suggesting that killing was on the table. I'm not particularly concerned with the fact that I took a dagger from her.
But it's
You
still
were
a
trying
crime.
to get me
So if you-
arrested.
I wasn't trying to get you arrested.
You
The guy
pointed
was
to
there.
me
He was gonna
as you
search
left.
you. It was a hey, see you later point. They can't prove anything.
That's bull.
Not a single
The-
one of them. Not
the
a
finger
single
bang
one of
point.
them insight checked me.
I would like to hit her again.
No.
That's so bull.
Angelo as well.
That's not gonna hit. That one misses. She just you.
Duck.
Time.
She sees it coming this time.
Yeah, Angela walks out as Pipes gets to swing at Tor and Tor ducks.
So, you all have made it. Okay. I'm gonna go sit down where I was sitting.
Question: the drinks that Angelo got is mine alcoholic? Or is it just a normal boring drink?
They're all boring drinks because he's not the kind of person to buy alcohol for other people. Like, hey guys, here, let's get drunk before I do this like questioning thing.
Mahi just looks at the
He's
drink
on the job.
Truth
and
serum.
slightly scoffs and just looks at Angelo.
Tip.
Technically, that might actually be in your advantage to get him drunk.
Yeah, honestly.
Mahi just looks at the drink, kind of scoffs, and looks at Angelo.
Tip. You want me to talk, or for me to get to like you? Alcohol.
And then takes a drink.
My aim is not for you to like me, Paladin.
Mahi just kind of lifts an eyebrow.
Pike's gonna pick up the drink and sniff it and then just put it back on the table.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna join the group, then I guess we should all kind of like each other to a point. Otherwise, we're not gonna get very far.
Is that what Archer told you?
Oh.
Mahi kind of looks hurt a little bit when you said that.
He implied it.
He writes something down on this paper.
Pike like leans forward slightly to say something, sees him write on his paper, and then just goes back to how she was.
Wait, she
And
might
being
write that down.
recorded.
Did he just write that down? Yes. And that? Yes. And that? Yes.
He's writing everything down.
Can I... Did he do anything to these drinks? Because I don't trust his dumb ass.
Well,
No?
Look, I don't care. I don't
I've been
care.
drinking it for like 10 minutes, so
I don't
there's
care.
something.
It might be a truth serum, in which case it wouldn't matter to Tor. So,
She's doing this out loud for all of us to know what she's doing.
no. Pike just sniffs her drinks, sees if it's drugged, and then puts it down.
Based on your passive perception, it smells stale. It's been here a while.
So my point for having you all here,
Pike also did not sit down.
I would like to... Is everyone else sitting down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mahi's sitting.
Probably
I
just drinking the already finished drink.
want to get a better bearing of the situation, and I want to know all of the details before I help you guys find Gundren. First of all, it was brought to my attention, as I was staying here, that a dragon had attacked not too long ago, and you guys were here to stop it. What happened with that, and why was it here?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? I'm not saying
Oh,
that, but
gosh.
that's basically Pike's internal monologue.
So we were actually leaving town to start going on the orc quest. And we were like a little bit out of town, and suddenly we see a dragon. It's flying over us, heading towards the town. We're like, oh shoot, a dragon's attacking the town. I think it was Pike who turned around first, or Archer. I can't remember which one. We turned around, it came all the way back. By that point, the young white dragon was like icing the whole town. And then Archer and I were like, hey Mahi, it's a dragon. You should go try to
Mahi
talk
just
to it.
instantly
And
Ugh.
Mahi went, okay, I got this. And he walked up to the dragon. And I don't know what he said because I didn't have comprehend languages on at the time.
What did you say, Paladin?
I tried to
dragon?
get it to leave.
Can I have specifics as to what you said?
No, you cannot.
If you need reminding, I remember.
Yeah, just talk it
Oh,
down.
I remember too.
Oh, great and noble dragon! These peasants are beneath you. Go attack a bigger town.
See, Mahi would have known that wouldn't have worked. Me, on the other end, did not. But,
You
anyways,
made a valid effort anyway. You were
Hindsight is
trying to impress
20/20.
your new friends.
right?
I tried to convince it to leave. Kind of try to kiss its feet a little bit, but I mean, it's a white dragon. Their bestial don't like to talk and don't negotiate.
Yes, that was not wise. So, after Mahi talked to the dragon,
It blasted him.
okay, did you guys ever find out why it was there?
We know
The drow
now.
had control of it, so she sent
Yes.
it.
So, the drow must have known that you guys were in Phandalin from the moment you arrived.
Probably.
Not that that's necessarily true. Ah, my dice tower.
Probably kept tabs on you.
DM
Yep.
whispers confirmations.
I'm actually putting the pieces together slowly. Myself.
But whether you choose to believe him or not is up to you guys.
Yeah. He's not gonna be like, hey, guess what, guys? This is what I think happened. Like, he's not that I do that.
No, Pyth hasn't said a word.
Holy shoot.
Whoa.
Nice.
What is
As I what?
Look at the memes.
Oh, memes.
Holy
Look at
crap.
it quick. It's the most impressive dice tower I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
GG.
Anyways,
Holy shoot. Anyway. yeah.
Angelo, continue.
So, when you guys had attempted to intercept the drow, there was a bit of an alliance going on between the orcs and the drow, but not all of the orcs. What was the intention behind the alliance?
To take over
Take over what?
it coast.
You asked a
In
lot of
general.
questions.
Yes, yes I do. Is that the problem?
Who are you?
Well, you would probably know if you stuck around to actually introduce yourself.
No.
My name is Angelo
Yes.
Reggio.
Alright. I mean, who are you? Why are you here? And why now?
I am here because you guys failed. I'm here to make sure that does not happen again.
Such your
Don't
expectations.
talk to us about failure. You don't know what we experienced out there.
Of course I don't know. I am just trying to figure it out.
What connection do you have to my brother?
We are acquaintances.
Acquaintance?
He is my connection to the Lord's Alliance.
He's involved with the Lord's Alliance.
That's
Yes.
terrific.
I wouldn't expect you to know. From what it seems to me, you and Gorlin are not on speaking terms, it seems.
You could say that.
Well, if you do not mind, Cleric, I am going to continue with my questions. And feel free to answer them at any time. I
Bears that in.
need all of the information you know about the Black Spider.
I need you to eat shit.
It's black.
Toffee legit says this.
And the spider. I think.
We don't know much.
Toffee really believes it's a literal black spider.
Exactly.
As far as he knows and has heard, this is what's in his head.
You will
So,
not completely rule that out.
Angelo,
You
Not
can
even
call me
Rush.
sir.
No.
I'm not calling you that. No offense, but I'm not calling you that. You know what? Take offense. I don't care. Black Spider, the lead of a pretty much a terrorist group, wants to take over the world. At least for right now, the coast, by the use of a magical forge. They're looking for it. Second command, we're assuming Drow. Drow controls Dragon. Dragon tried to kill us. That's all we know.
Do they know it's
They
a
also
terrorist
have-
group? Or is this just Mahi saying it's a terrorist group?
This is just Nahi saying that because I mean I can assume because of what they have done and what they plan to do.
Well, terrorism is typically politically motivated, whereas they're just trying to.
Mahi has his intelligence modifier of 0.
So,
But
what
he does bring up
is...
an interesting theory, by the way, the fact that it could be a group as opposed to an individual. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That's good that you characters
So-
know, but yeah, you don't know.
Why do you believe that the drow is second in command and not the black spider?
She talked about this black spider in third person a lot, and not in the way that you would like refer to yourself in the third person. It seemed more like she genuinely was talking about and referring back to a separate person, like she would be reporting back to them. Again, could have been a ruse because we didn't even get her name. We didn't even know her connection necessarily.
You did not get the name of the drow.
No.
That is the first thing you ask when you meet people, is you ask for their name. But that is besides the point.
You see, even when I tried talking to her in Undercommon, she wasn't really up for conversation. She was more up for like killing us. So I don't think she really cared about telling us her name.
It was less
That
of a
is fair.
diplomatic meeting and more of a death fighting battle.
Good. I always try to ask people their names and talk to them, and it doesn't work very often, or at least not recently. It used to work quite often, but now it just ends up with fighting.
So you do not have any leads on the black spider.
I'm assuming that's what you were brought here for. You're the. No, he just kind of looks you over. Some sort of detective, I'm assuming.
You could say that.
Well, he said that you took down a thieves guild. That's pretty impressive.
I didn't necessarily take the entire thing down. I just was able to weed out a few weak links.
I want to insight check this man's. Get out of the way, extra dice. Bonk. 15.
Can tell you a roll with deception.
Am I deceiving?
I'm just trying to get like the general feel of this guy. Is he sus? Is he?
I mean, you could just roll a dice.
I roll it-
You
I-
don't necessarily have to roll for anything. Just roll a dice.
I'm just rolling a dice because I want to be. I don't want her to read me. Natural
Deception,
20.
probably. Deception.
Oh,
probably,
wow.
That is a natural 20. I'm not even touching it.
I got
You
nothing
can't
on
really.
this man.
You got nothing on this guy, Pyth. He's
So he's
I
still
mean,
sus to me as
sus-
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, as far as that goes, he's sus to you because you don't have
No reads.
right. So you don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
Well, he's not telling the truth because he's not telling anything. He's just questioning.
Based on what you've heard.
Anything- Anything else you'd like to know?
I had a bit of a talk with the little blue one about the map case. Do any of you know the significance behind the map case and why the
I'm
black
assuming
spider
it was
wants it to go back?
magical. I'm assuming it was magical, and I'm assuming it has something to do with the forge.
Well,
Or
it was
finding
definitely
forge.
magical.
I'm glad you were able to deduce that yourself, Paladin.
I just lifts an eyebrow, like, what's that supposed to mean?
He doesn't even look at you. He's writing stuff down.
I love this character.
I'm
Can I try to
going
peek
to
at his
kill
paper
him.
again? Can I try
Angelo,
to peek at his paper again?
all my NPCs in one.
I'm trying to peek at his paper again, see if there's anything interesting.
I also want
Go ahead,
to
roll
get his
perception.
paper.
21.
21. Unless he.
Nat 20.
I'm not hiding it.
Okay, so he doesn't.
I'm writing down everything you guys are saying if I find it relevant.
Yeah, you guys are basically just seeing him paraphrasing everything he's asking, so you don't.
Is
see
there anything
anything
vaguely funny or insulting written on it?
Is there?
Not really, actually, no.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
It's just straight quotes.
It just looks on a level. It looks like he's pretty professional at what he does, and it also.
That's when I get a
appears-
nat 20. Go figure.
It also appears that he is he's done this before.
Where's Corlin staying?
Do I know
Why
that?
he kind of smiled.
Are you
when he said
asking DM or are you asking Angelo?
Him.
Do I know?
I mean, you don't really have a specific account. However, you do know how to reach him, though.
I do not know. Why?
I'll add
I'd like
that.
to speak with my brother.
And you can tell them whatever you want to tell them, but for your actually, I'll whisper this. Hold on.
I apologize, cleric, but I do not think you wish to speak to your brother.
I think you're full of it. Where's my brother? How can I speak to him?
I do not know. And even if I did, I do not think he would wish to speak with you.
Granted, man, this is her brother.
I do not think that means anything to her. With all due respect.
I think you do better to mind your words and not make assumptions about others, notepad man.
I will have you know that everything I say is quite calculated, so every word that comes out of my mouth is intentional.
You don't know me.
I do not need to. I've met 20 of you.
Anyone feeling the latent Archer sexual tension thing going on here? It's like so like ironic.
The line between sexual and murderous tension is so thin. I think we're on a certain side of that line right now. Quite frankly, as it is, I mean, he's not your brother's keeper. And it's kind of weird giving out personal information. I'm sure you could probably end up tracking down Coraline yourself without harassing him when you don't actually know if he knows.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out.
Is.
While she's talking to me, I'm leaving.
I will be quite frank. If your friend wants to know where Coraline is, I have much faith in your abilities to track him. He's not hiding.
I'm going to talk to Sildar.
You all watch Pyth as she gets up in a huff. And
I was never
walks
sitting.
out the
I
door.
just walk out.
That's right.
Oh,
You
this
weren't
is
sitting.
true.
That's right. She just turns. You kind of see anime clouds behind her, and squiggle lines above her head, and she walks out.
As
Well.
she walks out, like once she's out the door, classic Pyth.
I think that went splendid.
It actually went better than I thought it was going to be honest.
I do not have any expectations, and
It's
I will be
probably-
honest, this does not surprise me.
This is probably the best way to keep it with this group.
That is okay. Your group has gotten this far, and not all of you are dead, so I still have faith in you guys.
Oh, I'm gonna kill this man.
That's a really low bar.
Thank you.
I set my standards low,
I'm gonna kill this
Best,
man.
best way to not be disappointed.
and only one of you has failed to reach it.
I'm gonna kill this man.
You weren't hearing nothing.
I know. I don't need to. He did everything he needed to do to make me want to kill him.
It's great.
All right.
I love how in this situation, I'm not the constantly angry one. Like, usually I've got this covered, but this time, I'm not the angry one. Like, I'm perturbed and
He was
annoyed.
actually sitting there kind of
So,
awkwardly, like, well, no.
as one of you has expressed your disdain for me, does anyone else want to just get it off their chest?
By
You
the
do
way,
not like me, and why?
DM has granted gifts for the performance so far, so for those that want to refresh their screens to see if they were awarded anything.
Me?
Well,
And
anybody.
that's happened.
Yes, I gotta be better at that, but this warrants it because I like this.
He says, "I'm entertained." Continue.
I am. You guys are entertaining me, and I will give you gifts.
DM loves when you don't have to lift a finger to get your group to start shit.
Exactly. You don't gotta ask me to roll nothing. You guys are doing it all yourself. I can play a game while you guys are doing this. That's great.
When we make his life less complicated, the happier he is.
I'm actually gonna go to the shrine first, not Sildar.
She's like, I'm angry. I need to go steal money from the shrine.
Okay, cool.
So, you said to get things off our chest.
Yes,
Not that
absolutely.
I don't. It's not that I don't like you. I don't quite trust you, but that's just because I don't know you. And
I'm not Archer.
By the way, Tavith, are you still here, or did you go with Pyth? You're kind of.
I was a little conflicted, and I'm like, I'm gonna go with Pyth because she was the only one I talked to about
Right, so
Vigo.
Man,
you
if
watch
Pyth sees him
Tavith-
following her,
Yeah.
A layer
Well,
off.
he's
Yeah.
huge. You're
Poor
gonna
guy.
see him.
Mahi kind of stops when you say that.
I don't like the fact that you're working with that elf. No offense, I don't like him, but
You know, I understand why Pythavind does not like her brother. He's not an incredibly personable person. But why do you not like him?
because he's racist.
There's things that I want to say, and then
I
there's
gave you a
things that
tip
I'm
earlier.
gonna-
Use it.
It doesn't matter. Look,
It does matter.
I don't like. He's suspicious. I know he's up to something. When you've seen, and I'm sure even you understand, you seem to learn how people act.
I do not
You
quite
learn-
understand. You will need to elaborate.
I've seen his face before. I've seen his face before.
Ooh, that's gonna be a trigger sound from here on out.
So, somebody of his kind, or somebody who looks like him, somebody of his stature, did
His
something to you?
attitude.
His
We're not
attitude.
there yet.
and kind of gives you a sarcastic smile, but it's more of a drop it.
Okay, so you don't like me because I'm associated with Gorlin. Cleric does not like me because I am associated with Gorlin.
Oh, that's one reason.
For what
The Goliath.
matter?
Look, if it helps, I think.
And Mahi kind of looks you over.
You seem like you can handle yourself in a fight. Honestly, that's all I care about right now. But I don't want to lose anybody else on this team. We've been through a lot. Just hold your own and we'll have no problems.
I assure
I
you,
have no beef with you.
I am here so that nobody loses any more lives. And we find Gundrim and we avenge your friend. And I
all
promise
I'm
you that is exactly what we will do. But I need you all to not be working against me.
I won't be working against you. It depends on what you mean by that. A lot of people have different meanings on working against somebody.
I point to the empty space that Python was standing in. That is working against me.
Hey, you asked for it.
Well, don't overstep your bounds. I know I have no beef.
It is my job to overstep bounds.
Mahi kind of slightly chuckles, just kind of shakes his head.
Oh, this is gonna be a trip.
But just kind of smiles.
She has walls. I tear down walls. Anyways, one more thing, and I will end my questioning with you guys. Do you guys have a group name?
No, 'cause
Well,
they hate each other.
I don't know. The Dishonorables has a nice ring to it.
Oh, dear lord.
Dishonorables. And
I was
what
thinking
you
we
know?
were more guardians of
What have we guarded?
Faerun. We try.
Faerun?
We try.
The town we saved doesn't even like us.
I didn't say we were liked. We do what needs to be done, and it gets done, whether people like us or not.
He has dishonorables, and it's crossed off, and he has guardians, and it's crossed off, and he's just looking between you two.
People don't like us, but we get the job done. We protect them, even though they're
We
jacked.
haven't gotten the job done. We've failed. Mr.
We scared
Mustache
off
here has already told us this.
I mean, we scared off a dragon. We took care of the red brands. We've did quite a lot.
The
actually.
dragon was only here because of us. The only thing we've actually done that has helped this town is the red brands.
Honestly, dishonorables just sounds like we're a bunch of murder hobos.
Well, what's your kill count, Mahi?
Anyway, you know what?
Enough.
He sits back.
And what was necessary.
Angelo regrets everything.
I'm sure, and I point at Angelo, I'm sure he's dealt with blood a couple of times too. Yep.
Actually, I have not.
What's your torture count, Mahi?
I do what needs to be done.
So I think Dishonorables is a good name. I turn and look at Angelo.
We will keep working on it.
I'm gonna go get me a beer.
He folds up the piece of paper and he puts it in his jacket.
Hey, Tor. By the way, you wouldn't happen to have any paper you can spare? I need to write a letter, if you wouldn't mind.
Everyone just asking Tor for paper.
She's a wizard.
Yeah, and I have one journal, and it's a sentimental journal.
Cats are ripping up our
That's right. Nope, never mind. Mahi wouldn't ask that. Mahi doesn't know this, though, so I need answer.
You technically, Mahi doesn't know, so I mean,
Yeah, I know. Tor just kind of looks at him. I can't spare any more paper today.
Chris Tor just did give the stranger a piece of
She did. And you can write that down.
Yeah.
Paladin,
Nod nudge.
if you need to send a letter, go talk to Sildar. Tell him I requested for you to have paper. He will give you. He will give you the paper required to write a letter.
I just talked to him. I feel like if I come and just say, hey, can I grab paper, he's going to get perturbed with me. I'm just going to head down to the provisions and grab some paper. Or a paper. Thank you, though.
He nods.
So if we're done with the questions, kind of like spins just around and then kind of points to the door. I guess.
I do not have any more questions. You're free to go.
Mine kind of squints when you say, I'm free to go. Like, excuse you?
You were basically asking for permission to go, to be fair.
No, I was asking, is he done with the questions? Not permission to go. Well, he doesn't say anything and just walks out.
Permission to speak.
I look at Angelo.
Never.
For what it's worth, I like you.
Disgusting.
No, I'm just joking.
Thank you. Goliath.
I like him.
The Goliath went with Ren.
Okay.
Ren.
Gone.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's a
Oh
Ren.
my god.
Oh my god, that's an oldie.
Into a fifth dimension. Like,
Woo!
whoa!
Wow.
I got whiplash. from
Wait a
that.
second.
Like, I didn't even process. I was like, wait.
Wait, that's the one.
Holy man.
Pipe.
It's just you and Tor now.
Yeah, because Tavi got nervous and followed Pipe out, remember?
Tavi, go back inside.
Yeah.
Are you telling me this?
Yes.
What about
We'll go ahead and segue over while all of this is happening. Python, you walk out into this town square, and You get the weird sensation behind you, like someone's stalking you.
She just turns around and says what I just said.
Mhm.
But what about Vigo?
We're not dealing with him right now.
I'll see. Oh, okay. So this is. You want me to go back?
Did I not just say?
Okay. Turn around and just go back into the
All right.
the tavern.
Tavith goes in. At which point, you kind of watch. You walk in as Mahi walks out.
So as soon as he actually says Goliath, it's actually right on cue.
Welcome back.
Oh, hi. Hi again.
You guys are free to go do whatever you want. I have business to attend to. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk to my room.
Okay.
Well, Tavi,
Yes, Tor.
where's Pike going?
I forgot to ask. She just told me to come back, and as soon as she saw me coming behind her, she said, "Go back." Literally, that was it.
She's probably going to pout somewhere then.
Yeah, and we were supposed to do something, but not.
Or you... Oh, the Vigo thing?
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to kill him, but
No. Vigo seems like an understanding guy. I feel like he'll definitely choose to leave town over death.
Tavith just gets the sudden impression that everyone figured it out. It was Vigo before he did.
jeez, how did I forget that
He's
guy?
doing his best.
He was so cool and funny.
Is he though?
It's been a long time since I last saw him, so I have my memory gets a little sketchy, guys. I apologize.
I only remember Vigo because it was like that day was such a weird day because we met Vigo and had the funniest experience, and then Sean threw us into the death house. It was like
It was glorious.
It's whiplash.
This is
narrative whiplash.
This is how
That
we
day
DM.
was like burned in my mind.
It's a roller coaster, guys.
Roller coaster of emotions.
Mhm.
So
Hey, do we want to
Fine.
end here for tonight?
that is a
I
possibility.
just need to buy paper. I
If
just
everybody wants to, we can do so, or we can.
Because the party's kind of split right now, anyways. So
We are
we
a
could start
little
next
split.
week with all of their little.
We'll have
things.
to go.
I mean,
in
I
between
don't know
a
if you
couple
saw
things.
it, but I texted you and I just said we can just skip the role play and I can just buy the paper and then write the letter and send it off. But
Yep, that's fine. We'll go ahead and then pause for now.
okay, doke.
End with Mr. Mustache's awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
What?
Yeah, I kind of like.
See, I like him. Mahi, on the other hand, is still
Bro,
like,
he
Tommy likes
actually
Angelo.
shut Pyth up. Like, Pyth did not have a response.
Tor's managed that before too.
Oh, when did I do that?
When you said you'd rather have freaking Coral in there.
Apparently Corlin is her biggest sore point. Good to know.
I'm gonna stop the recording then if we're ending.
bye,
Bye,
people.
guys.
Bye, listeners.
Bye.
Now, until next time.